Eagles fans, what's going on? This is your guy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are tuned into your dose to chalk it up. Where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. And as always, I am joined by my guy, the Nest out west with Foothills. Make sure you guys please go subscribe to my man's channel. My man is on the rise. Give you guys great Eagles content. He's giving you nothing but his heart, his mind, his soul. And, I'm just super grateful that this guy was able to chop it up with me today. We normally do this on a weekly basis. We always tap in with each other, just to keep the pulse on this team, man. So far we got 8 people in the live stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. This season is starting to come. It's starting to come really quickly, and the schedule comes out tomorrow. It's going to be really exciting. Just grateful for you guys being here, man. And at the end of the day, we are nothing without you guys, man. But I'm gonna toss it to my man Foothills, so he could, as always, give himself the shameless plug. So my guy, do your thing, man.
What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I am Philly Foothills, and I am back in the Nest out west, where I'm trying to bring you the best when it comes to Philadelphia Eagles content. Billbillies and Eagles Nation, thank you for joining us. I believe we're on both channels right now, so we are rocking it. We are ready to roll. We are ready to talk some Eagles football. So come in. Let's get it going. Like Notion says, warm it up, though, and let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know, man. Shout out to Philly Notion, man. That guy gives a lot of energy,
Absolutely.
Shout out to all the Eagles content creators doing it on a very high level, man. Those guys, those guys essentially are the one beneath our wings, aside from you guys, man. So super grateful. Also, by the way, we are not only live on Tone DeShields II's channel, but we are also live on Philly Foothills channel, the Nest out west with Philly Foothills. Make sure you guys also tap in back and forth his channel and my channel as well. We'd be so grateful for that, man. And let's just get right into it. So I don't know if you heard Foothills, but according to the Philadelphia mayor, by May 21st, all the stadiums and arenas in Philly will be at 50% capacity, and then by June 11th, 100% capacity. So we're going to have full capacity fans in the link, baby, in Lincoln Financial Field. This is going to be crazy, man.
I did hear that, Tone. I did. It popped up on my phone earlier today when I was at the grocery store, and I was very, very excited to see that because that's what we need. We need that energy back in the building. The team plays off that, feeds off that, and that's nothing but a good thing.
Right. And the thing is, though, it couldn't have come at a more perfect time, because we're entering this new era with this franchise, new quarterback, essentially a whole new receiving core. Just so much newness, a new coach, basically a new coaching staff.
Yeah, it's a whole new beginning. Whole new beginning, baby.
Right.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what this new era is all about, new beginnings and a clean slate for pretty much everybody. But at the same time, due to there being a clean slate, due to there being such a brand new coaching staff, everyone on the roster is essentially starting from square one, especially the younger guys, the guys who are unproven, really. Most of these guys are literally going uphill, or it's going to be an uphill battle for them, just for the simple fact that they have to prove that they have value still. There's going to be so many guys that are going to be fighting for their jobs. Guys fighting for roster spots.
Cough, Derek Barnett. Cough.
and then to make it even more exciting, we're entering this new play calling system, these new schemes, these new formations. This is going to be a bunch of newness for guys to take in, to retain, and this is going to really separate the men from the boys. Who do you think? Let's hop right into it. Who do you think right now? And there's a bunch of guys, in my opinion. I've comprised my own list of players who I believe are under a lot of pressure, just because of the newness of everything. Who do you think is under the most pressure? Besides, obviously, Jalen Hurts. I feel like he's the obvious. But besides Jalen Hurts, who do you feel has a lot of pressure on him right now coming into the season?
Well, I mean, definitely. I mean, I joke about Derek Barnett with doing the cough noise, but he would be definitely on the top of my list. You know, when you're talking about guys who have things to prove this year, you know, there's some young linebackers like Sean Bradley comes to mind. Some other guys too, like really Jalen Rieger. Jalen Rieger's got to step up this year. He's got quite a bit to prove to this coaching staff and to the fan base, because he was a first round pick and there's still a lot of scrutiny, you know, behind that pick. You know, we could have went Justin Jefferson, we could have went Brandon Ayuk, who's with the 49ers. You know, another BC type of receiver, and is you know, been more productive so far than Rieger. But you know, another player that comes to mind when you say that too is Miles Sanders, because that running back room is full now. With us drafting Gainwell, that was a huge steal where we got him in the draft. Absolutely, I think he's gonna get quite a bit of playing time as a rookie. And with us getting Kerryon Johnson, if his knee can stay healthy, this running back room got really crowded really quickly. So when you say, you know, who needs to step up their game, it's Miles Sanders. And especially when it comes to, you know, being consistent with his body, being able to keep himself healthy, being on the field, being available. And also too, you know, he's got to improve that pass catching out of the backfield. So that, you know, that's my thoughts. What are you thinking?
So, you know, you mentioned something interesting. The fact that Jalen Reagor was a first-round pick and he's under immense pressure because of that alone. Sean Bradley, I definitely had him on my list as well of guys under pressure. Obviously, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. I also believe Davion Taylor is under a lot of pressure as well, just by the mere presence of Jacoby Stevens and Eric Wilson. You know, coming into the fold this year, and Matt Pryor. We don't talk about him enough. Matt Pryor, the guard, pseudo tackle, he is under a lot of pressure to me for the simple fact that we brought in a lot of O-linemen, not just last season in the draft, but you know, this year we brought in Landon Dickerson, center out of Alabama. We brought in
the tackle from Buffalo. What's his name?
The tackle. We brought in what's my man's name? We brought in.
I have it right here. Give me 1 second.
We brought in a guy named Kayota Awasika, who's a tackle. We brought in Harry Kreiner.
Yes, sir.
You know, we got some guys. We got some guys that, you know, that we brought in this year, and then on top of that, you know, there's guys who have proven that they can play from last season. Guys like Nate Herbig, guys like Jack Church. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are going to push Matt Pryor out of the rotation, because Matt Pryor, in my humble opinion, has never shown anything that would warrant him a roster spot or even a job. He has perpetually been a liability on the offensive line. That's how I see things.
Right. Yeah, he has shown no consistency at any position. Matt Pryor, I'm talking about, you know, when it comes to consistency on the offensive line. And yeah, with the pieces that we've added, like you said, last year and now this year, to me he's going to be on the outside looking in, definitely, because we too, you know, we have that. I know we drafted Dickerson, but we also have that backup center as well on the offensive line. I forget I know his last name starts with a J. I'm pretty sure. His name's escaping me right now. But
Luke Juriga.
You know, Matt Pryor definitely has a lot to prove. I completely agree with you. The name that you brought up a little bit caught my. Yes, thank you, Luke Juriga. Yes, or I'm not sure if he pronounces it. I'm not sure if he's Hispanic and he's in Kelsey next year, possibly. You know, and then if we have Dickerson go to guard, that could be a combination. But what I was going to say was J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. To me, I'm gonna disagree with you on saying that he has a pressure on him, because there's so many people that are discrediting him so much. I think he doesn't have any pressure. I think he's like free rolling right now. he shouldn't. I mean, yeah, he should have some pressure on himself. Yeah, I think that, but outside pressure, I don't know, because I think a lot of people aren't really expecting too much out of him. A lot of people are already calling him a bust, things like that. The umbrella man. He's catching a lot of flack for that. For just being so unproductive. But we have to give him a little credit too, because was that a lot to do with the coaching? Was that a lot to do with how he was used in different situations, different packages, things like that? So, and he was, I'm pretty sure he was a pretty high draft pick, right? He was a second round pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
A lot of people scrutinized the pick, obviously, because we could have taken DK Metcalf right there. Obviously hindsight's always 20/20, but I think J-Jaw, I think he can kind of go out there and play freely. He should be able to, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you. And there are also, you mentioned Derek Barnett on the D-line, but what about Avonte Maddox? I feel like his name doesn't get talked about enough. In my humble opinion, there's pressure on him as well to perform, because don't be surprised if the Philadelphia Eagles go after another cornerback in free agency. And we brought in Zach McPherson, who's very capable of playing the slot. Now, of course, Avonte Maddox has the leverage over him when it comes to experience. But remember what I said. We are entering a new coaching staff. Everyone's learning something extremely new. So a lot of guys are starting from square one. And a lot of guys are going to have to prove themselves once again. In my humble opinion, Avonte Maddox has had to prove himself every single season, every single year, and he's had better years than the previous year. But Avonte Maddox, undersized, is not consistent, and he's under a lot of pressure to me. Especially when you have guys behind him like a Craig James, like Michael Jaquette, who pretty much was thrown into the fire last season as an undrafted rookie. Didn't really get a fair shake because they didn't guard DeAndre Hopkins all game. That's not really a good way to, come into the league.
Not at all.
Taking advantage of a guy like that. And then we have a guy like Kevon Seymour, a nickel corner, Braylon Arnold. There's just a lot of young guys who are hungry, waiting to prove that they're capable. And Avonte Maddox can't rest on his laurels, no matter how much equity you built up in this organization. Doug Peterson is gone. That coaching staff that you built up equity with is gone. Right. So you have to prove yourself once again that you are capable of either playing the nickel. Well, actually, he is going to play the nickel. I highly doubt him putting Avonte Maddox on the outside.
I don't see Gannon putting him outside, and that's kind of my fear for if we don't pick up. We kind of have to, unless we're going to put one of these other guys outside. I don't want to put Zach outside as a rookie. I think that would be very, very bad to start off his career, and I think that would be kind of throwing him to the wolves out there on the outside. He could play some nickel. That would be fine, but that's a tall task to ask any rookie cornerback, unless you're Jalen Ramsey, in recent memory, to come right in and ball out as a corner on the outside. That's a pretty tall task to ask of a young guy like that. So, that's but you're talking about Avonte Maddox definitely he should have pressure on him for sure. He's going to have to produce in the nickel, or maybe possibly play some safety, but I don't know. I think there's a chance that Avonte Maddox might not even make this roster.
Wow. You see, it's funny. I don't know if I would go that far, but he's definitely at risk of being knocked down the depth chart a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say he can. I wouldn't say he won't make the roster just because he does. He still has the essentially but outside of Darius Slay, he has the most experience in the cornerback room specifically. He has the most experience. It's a tall tale. It remains to be seen, but it's going to be really important for these Philadelphia Eagles. It's going to be really important for Philadelphia Eagles to find someone in free agency who can maybe bring it on a 1-year deal, a prove deal, or Maybe they can make a move. I don't know, but something has to change for the defensive backs. That is still a liability for us. Darius Slade can't hold it down for everyone. Some people believe Devontae Maddox is only going to get better, but his size will always be an impediment on his game. He will always have to compete with these bigger, stronger wide receivers who are getting faster. They can run just as fast as you, and they're bigger and they're stronger. So how can you really separate yourself? How can you make your claim as a definitive starting corner? You have to take your game to another level. This is going to be an important year for everybody. This is an important year for everybody involved. This is an important year from everybody from the front office all the way down to the kicker. And don't get me started on Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott needs to put a lot of pressure on himself as well. We need to bring some competition in for Jake Elliott because he's missed a lot of games.
Yes, Jake Elliott definitely needs a paper, rock, scissors partner for sure. He needs, like we've been saying, iron sharpens iron. We need that competition at every single position. I feel, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're starting with a new punter too. So, I think we need to bring in, as much competition as possible. Keep these guys fighting, as long as they're not, even if there's a few, like I think I mentioned in my last video, even if there's a few scuffles in camp, that's not necessarily a bad thing. If we could weed out the guys who can't necessarily hold up to that competition, then that's nothing but a good thing for me in the long run for this organization. So if, we need to have that consistently, that consistent, how do I put it? That no lax. There was way too much lackadaisical conduct going on in practices, in camp last year, things like that. Guys were chopping up rap videos during the season. In the middle of the week, things like that. Don't get me wrong. I love that type of music, but there's a time and a place for everything. And when you're a professional athlete, your time is supposed to be dedicated to your craft and to this organization. So, you get paid handsomely for a reason. Your time is very valuable for a reason, and you need to hold up to that responsibility. And there was a lot of guys on this team that didn't last year, and I'm really, really hoping that. I think it is going to change, with this new coaching staff. I don't think Sirianni to me comes across as a no BS type of guy. So I think the players are gonna understand that from the get, and they're gonna like it, and it's gonna grow into something good. I have a really good feeling about. He just has. I know Sirianni's been, he's got some flack, with his speaking and things like that. But I just have a really, really good feeling about this guy. I do, and I'm a poker player. I play poker. I consider myself a pretty good poker player, and I'm a pretty good read of people, things like that. So, right. I got a pretty good read on Sirianni. I call.
I completely understand. And for myself, I'm not much of a card player, but I play a lot of Uno, man. And I know, and I know when someone has a draw 4 under their sleeve, and I feel like Nick Sirianni has a few of them. Has a few of them in the tuck. The question is, how will he play them? The question is, will he unleash the full clip too soon? Well, it's going to really be something to really pay attention to. I'm paying attention to everyone's habits this year. Like you mentioned, guys were lollygagging. There was too much of a lax attitude, even in the practices, in and of themselves. Let's be real. This past season, due to the pandemic, they were kind of leading up to the 2020 season. A lot of footage was coming out from the practices. There were live streams. Davis Padero. What's my guy's name that does the breakdowns for the team? I forget his name, but
Fran
Duffy.
Fran Duffy.
Yeah, shout out to Fran Duffy. But I'm just watching these guys, man, and there was just no level of urgency at all. Guys were posing in the camera, trying to get stop it, please.
Right.
Stop it. Stop it. Half of y'all weren't even on the Super Bowl winning roster. So stop it. Stop it. There's no time for the lollygagging. There's no time for anyone who's not committed to the mission. That's my biggest thing. If you're not committed to the mission, I don't want you here. I don't want you here. If you think this is a game, sure, football is a game. But the commitment to your team, I don't want to see guys trying to drop mixtapes mid-season, aka Deshaun Jackson on a bye week. I don't want to see Kevon LeBron talking about a single or mixtape about to drop. I don't need none of that. I don't need none of that. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be multifaceted. Perfect example is Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is one of the more multifaceted athletes in his game. But
Brilliant rapper.
And he's a really good rapper, actually.
Yes.
A lyricist. He backs it up. And he doesn't allow that to interfere mid-season. You don't see Damian Lillard dropping nothing mid-season or a single mid-season. You don't see none of that.
He's only dropping threes is what he's dropping. That's all he's dropping is threes. Exactly.
Yes. So I firmly believe, and
that's a great example, though. Great example, Tone.
It's really important for a culture to be set. It's really important for a precedent to be set. And having a guy like Jalen Hurts, having a guy like Devontae Smith in the building, those two guys in and of themselves will establish a culture amongst these young guys. They're going to be especially when it comes to the offense, outside of the O-line, Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith are essentially going to be the adults in the room. Devontae Smith already carries himself like a veteran. Jalen Hurts.
Oh, yeah. And high praise from the Alabama coaching staff about his professionalism, things like that. So, yes, definitely, I agree with you. His character is phenomenal. For how young he is, he's very, very mature. He's definitely beyond his years, in my opinion. And, I'm excited for this kid. I really am. I'm just trying to decide what I'm going to call him. Am I going to call him the Slim Reaper? Am I going to call him Smitty? I don't know.
Hey, listen, man, I'm all hands on deck with the Slim Reaper, dog. That's how I'm
right.
I
like it.
The Slim Reaper.
I know that Kevin Durant had that name before, but that's a whole different sport. So we're good. I think we're good with the Slim Reaper.
That's crazy.
It's gonna rock in Philly.
I know they used to call my man Durantula. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They used to.
Yeah, I hadn't heard them, but I was looking at Devontae Smith article the other day, and they were talking about different nicknames and stuff like that. And they had mentioned I actually had never, like you said, I had only really referred to Kevin Durant as the Durantula. I had never really heard them call him the Slim Reaper.
Yeah.
So,
I never heard
that was new to me.
I never heard that either. I know. Me personally, like. I refer to him as, Easy Money Sniper, like his Instagram name. Like that's what they call him, the Easy Money Sniper, because the dude he make it look easy. He make it look easy, but
smooth operator like Sade.
Exactly, like Sade. Like
he's so smooth with his route running. I can't wait. I can't wait to see him out in the field, man. These guys are going to come out. They're going to try to jam him at the line, and he was one of the best at beating jams off the line. Go ahead, try to jam him off the line. I dare you guys. I dare your defenses to do that.
He's so technically sound. It'll be a mistake.
He's going to eat you up
because they're going to try to bully him because he's a rookie, and then he's going to make somebody look stupid.
Right.
I promise you. I believe that wholeheartedly. The thing is, people are sleeping on the Philadelphia Eagles this year. Rightfully so. This defense is nothing really to write home about, but this offense. Very interesting. Very interesting. And you will be a fool to sleep on this offense. You'll be a fool to sleep on Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, that combination. And it's going to be so important for guys to take advantage of their opportunities outside of Devontae Smith. It's going to be so important for Dallas Goedert to take advantage of the opportunities. Devontae Smith is going to demand so much. And if Zach Ertz ends up sticking it out this season, he's going to command a lot of attention as well. This offense is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. Jason, people,
and that's the thing. That's the thing, Tone. With us, with everything being new, you can't. If you're like you said, you will be an absolute fool if you sleep on a question mark. Any team in the NFL, any unknown in the NFL, you sleep on them at all, you're gonna get bit. You're gonna get bit hard, and it's not gonna end well for you. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Exactly. And then, like I said, other guys have to execute around them. The O-line has to protect the quarterback. Jason Kelce, most likely this is his final year. He has to be the big man on campus. Brandon Brooks has to remain healthy. Lane Johnson has to remain healthy. Isaac Samalu must be consistent. Jordan Mailata, he must take that next step as the starting left tackle if they decide to designate him as that. I personally believe he's going to be that guy. And then
what about Andre Dillard? You know, is Andre Dillard going to be? Is he going to be fighting for that left guard spot with Sayamalu in camp? That's a possibility. You know, I'm sure they're going to give him some snaps at guard. They got to try to get something out of that draft pick.
They're going to have to try to, especially given the fact that you're going to have to pay him soon, if that's what you're going to do. So right. I wouldn't be surprised if Andre Dillard is mentioned in trade talks. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we decide to somehow try to groom him for the left guard spot. Now, I don't want to say it's just as easy as just moving down a spot and, you know, on an O-line, I'm going to take a left guard. At the end of the day, there's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be a transition. But it's just ultimately going to be so important for guys to really welcome their roles. It's going to be so important for guys to be willing to learn. Jeff Stoutland's going to make sure this O-line is ready. He's going to make sure this O-line is good to go.
That's without a doubt.
Right, and let's be honest. It wasn't Jeff Stoutland's fault. It wasn't Jeff Stoutland's fault that the O-line fell last year. It was the bottom line that people were getting hurt, and after a while, all those different combinations are really going to really make it hard for everyone to be on the same page. That's just the unfortunate reality. So guys have to make it a point to stay healthy, take care of their mentals, and just do right, and also just do right by themselves. But also, real quick, we got 20 people on the live stream. Super grateful for you guys, man, for coming in. Super grateful. Hey, Philly Foothills. You know, a lot of the people are mentioning, you know, that little weird background noise we talked about. So real quick, do you think you will be able to, I guess, just rock out with the mic on your phone? You know, we'll do it that way. So what I'll do is, I'll remove you and I'll bring you back once, you know, everything is set up. You know, if I were you, I would just strictly rely on, you know, the phone, and because you sound pretty good with just the phone straight up.
Okay.
So I'll rock out that way just to get rid of that background noise, and I'll hold it down until you get back. All right, my man?
All right, sounds good.
All right, got you, my guy. But yeah, it's really important for this Eagles team to remain healthy coming into the season. Health is going to be the key. Health is really going to be the key coming into the season. We cannot afford to force guys out there that just aren't good to go. If they aren't good to go, then it is what it is. You take a beat, you get healthy again, and then we'll take it 1 week at a time. It's no worries. It's no worries. Guys just have to be willing to take the word that's coming to them from the guy, you know, from the coaches. They have to be willing. And if they're not willing to take care of their bodies, if they're not willing to ever just listen. God. Oh yeah, it's still there. So it might be the headphones. So literally, just what I mean, rely on the sound of your phone, like literally, like no headphones, like just literally just rock out with your phone. So literally, you know, we're gonna find out the upside of this team. We're gonna find out just how good everyone can be. That's the bottom line. All right. So it's echo. All right. So I hear myself. That was kind of weird. So Nest Out West, there's an echo. So You might have to fix. I'm trying to think. You might have to fix where your sound is coming from. That was kind of weird, you guys. I ain't gonna lie. It was so weird hearing myself. I normally don't hear myself. So, but we had so many different lineups, and when you got that many different lineups, it's hard for guys to really be on the same page. It's difficult. It's impossible. It's impossible. But I'm really looking forward to this coming season. Like I mentioned before, we're going to be at full capacity, you guys. Full capacity in Lincoln Financial Field. Do you understand how huge that is? Especially coming into a season like this, we're going to be at full capacity in Lincoln Financial Field. The fans are going to let them have it, good and bad. That's the most important thing. We're going to let them have it, good and bad. And trust and believe, if the fans were there in 2020, there's no need to even get into the previous guys, man. Those guys just didn't really make the cut. They didn't do right by us in any capacity. But it's so important. It's so important for the fans to be really engaged this season. We are the pulse of the city, this fan base. We know when our team is doing well. We know when our team is doing terribly. And if guys aren't doing their jobs, we will see it, we will speak on it, and we will let these guys know. Straight like that. And I don't know any other way to put it. We're going to be very, very candid in how we feel. Now, the schedule comes out tomorrow. It's going to be really exciting to find out who we play week 1. It's going to be interesting. So we'll see what happens, man. We got so many people on the live stream. Shout out to my man Philly Ace for being here. Shout out to the Big Play Slay for being here as well. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be great. How we looking?
How we hearing? How we sounding? Sound any better?
Way better. Yo, I don't know what you did. I don't know. I think
it's because I had my phone plugged in. So I have my phone plugged into his charger splitter.
Oh, the adapter thing. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's what's causing that noise.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because I'm going to have to get a new phone, I think, because I don't know how – I mean, I got full battery right now, but we'll see how long it lasts.
Right. So, like I said, we probably going to go for like an hour, maybe a little past. Right. I mean, you say you're at full charge, right?
Yeah. I'm good right now. I'm good.
All right, my man. So we've been on for half an hour anyway. So you should be good. Into the bitter.
And I apologize, everybody, for the audio problems. I apologize. Definitely something that I think I figured it out. So we're good.
This is trial and error, my brother.
Right.
This is trial and error. And I'm learning that. Who cares about the glitz and the glam and the fancy mic and the fancy? Nah. It's all about making sure you get your voice to the people and make sure they feel us. So don't even worry about my guy. This is all trial and error. We are all on a learning curve. Even myself.
I appreciate it.
I'm always finding a different way. I'm always paying attention to my content, different things that I'm doing. Like, okay, I didn't like how I sounded there. Let me try to, add this inflection on my voice so it sounds a little better. Okay, I didn't like how the sound sounded then. So it's important to just be real in tune with, what you're working with. And it's also just important to realize that no one cares about the glitz and glam. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
So
I feel you.
So we'll see what happens, man. A lot of the people have a lot of thoughts, man. Before, I was thinking, I know this may be a little bit of a curveball, and like I said, we're probably going to be live for about an hour and a half. How do you feel about opening up the call lines, my man? How do you feel?
Ooh, you know what? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yes, let's put the voice. Let's put the people's voice out there. Let's let them come on. And
exactly.
Let them be heard.
We do a lot of talking. They know how we feel. They know.
Let's do some listening.
But let's find out how the people are feeling today.
The dear Lord above gave us 2 ears for a reason. You know, we need to do a little more listening than talking maybe for a little while. So
I dig.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're on 2 different live streams, you guys, so keep that in mind as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the link.
Hillbillies, make sure that you go. If you have not, if you are on my channel right now, you have not gone over to Tone DeShields the second, chalk it up. Make sure you guys go check out my man. He's putting out some great content. He covers Eagles, Sixers. He's on it. His show is growing like a beautiful plant in the springtime, just blossoming. It's just, things are looking great. And you're believe me, you will not be disappointed because my man Tone puts it down. He can handle it by himself. Does collabs like this with his boys along the way. And it doesn't matter if it's the middle of November or if it's the middle of May, he's coming to play.
For sure, man. And it's exciting. The bottom line is the off season is such a weird time, especially for content creators, because it's things are kind of slow. So you have to find ways to be creative. You have to find ways to find things to talk about.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're going to find yourself talking about the same things, but at the end of the day, there's always
keep your people engaged. You got to keep the fans engaged. You do. That's a big thing. I'm learning that along the way here. I'm learning that.
Yeah, it's definitely all about that energy and just finding different ways to keep people engaged. And one of the earliest ways I found to keep people engaged was doing call-ins. Even if I only had 10 people in there, doing call-ins, and letting the people know I care about what you think. And man, I want you to hold me accountable as well. And I want you to also challenge my thought. So let's hop right into it. We got 3 people in the back right now waiting to hop in. So we're going to start with our guy, Big Play Slay. My man, how are you?
What up? First of all, can you hear me?
Or we can hear you loud and clear.
Yes. Yep. You are clear, sir. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you, Big Play Slay. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate it. How are y'all doing today?
Doing good, my guy. I can't complain, man. I'm just glad to be alive. Glad to see another sunrise, another sunset. Glad to talk Eagles with you guys, man. So, what's your thoughts right now about where we are as a franchise this offseason? The schedule drops tomorrow. Giants fans and Cowboys fans and Washington football team fans are talking all the trash they want to, but they ain't got nothing to hang their hat on for real. So, how are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great, man. I feel like I know where we're going as a team. Last year, I still didn't know where we were going, but like this year, I'm a little better. I feel like I know what this team is doing, and I feel like we're in a rebuild stage, but we're still going to compete, and we're going to catch a lot of teams lacking, as you said, Tone DeShields. I'm excited about that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, especially in the first quarter of this season. It's going to be very interesting tomorrow to see the schedule, and I have a live tomorrow night with Lindy Endzone at 8 p.m. So we're gonna definitely have even more to talk about with the finalized schedule coming out. But I mean, I agree with you, Big Play Slay. I like what I'm seeing out of this coaching staff so far in the direction of this organization. How he surprised me. He didn't totally blow the draft, and he did a pretty good job, especially when it comes to Howie and his track record with that. But I mean, sky's the limit, man. Let's go. I wish the season started tomorrow.
Absolutely. I hope we get the Giants week 1.
I was actually going to ask you that. I was going to ask.
LB was talking about that too, right?
Big Play. I was really about to ask you, who do you want week 1? I want the Giants bad.
I want that team bad. Like, I want them week 1. That's the only team I want. I don't care about the Cowboys or Washington football team. I want the New York no crybabies. That's what I want.
What's so funny? It seems as though the Washington football team, they've been humble. Even Dallas, they've been kind of humble. But the Giants, they've been talking the most smack, and I don't understand why. Like, their quarterback is Danny Nichols. I keep telling. I'm pretty sure you were on the live. I'm pretty sure you watched the live yesterday, man.
Yeah.
And I was just telling these guys, man, we're gonna knock the change out of his pocket.
All the nickels out of his pocket are gonna just be all over the field.
Man,
And that's the thing. That's the thing too. The Giants fans, they want to focus on. They want all their smack talk is focused on Jalen Hurts. Really? Do you guys have a quarterback? You guys need to figure out how many games you're going to lose this year, so you guys can get a higher draft pick next draft. So you guys can actually get an actual quarterback.
They need turnover dimes.
Right, and then think about it like this: if he was really the guy, they would have paid him already. They would have paid him already. He has no excuse. I'm telling you, they're built this roster. Let's be real. The Giants roster, when you think about it, it's a pretty good roster. But the fact that their quarterback is their quarterback, they only will go as far as he takes them. And guess what, bro? He's just not it. He's just not.
But Danny Nichols has something to fall back on, guys. He could be a Baker. I mean, he's good at turnovers.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, call him the Big Apple turnover. For real, man. But Big Blitz Slay, I want to ask you some more about this I want to ask you some more about when it comes to all the rumors we hear about, hey, should we go after Aaron Rodgers? Should we go after Russell Wilson? Should we go after Deshaun Watson? And my thought process is, yes, the Eagles have flexibility with their draft capital. But please kill the quarterback trade rumors. Let's live in this moment with Jalen Hurts. What are your thoughts about that?
Here's the thing. I don't think we should do that. I feel like you have to give your quarterback time. Anytime you build your team, anytime you build you just get all that flexibility, you have to wait to see, if you can do more with that next year. And I think it's better if you wait, because some of these quarterbacks are like Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. Some of those dudes are older and they can fit this team, but how long will they be here? And we're in that rebuild stage to where we need a quarterback that's young and can be here for a long-term sustained time. And I feel like Jalen Hurts is better suited for that than those two quarterbacks.
See, that's what makes you such a wise and smart fan like you are, Big Play Slay, because a lot of people are already counting out Jalen Hurts, from what they saw last year. And you're absolutely right. We did not see enough. It's a whole new offense. It's a whole new coaching staff now. So we have to look at this as I've been saying this, as his rookie year extended. Really, I mean, it has to be looked at that way. We have to give Jalen Hurts his fair shake. And Aaron, to me, all this Aaron Rodgers it's all smoke and mirrors. He's not going anywhere. I don't think he really is, in my humble opinion. And with Deshaun Watson, stop it. Like Tone's been saying, dude's got way too much baggage going on right now. There's nothing. I don't have anything against him as far as what he puts out there on the field. He's a great athlete, and I think he's, if he can get these legal troubles cleared up, he's not done, in the NFL at all. But that is not a gamble at all. And I'm a gambling man. Like I said earlier, I play poker, so not at all that I want my team to be making at the quarterback position. It's Hurt season, baby. We need to roll with it.
Absolutely, Hurt season indeed.
No, seriously, and on top of that, it's like we have to look at this as like a blessing in disguise. Yes, we're still dealing with that Carson Wentz contract, even though that name is, I don't know why I keep saying it, but it is what it is. But,
number 2 for the Colts, Tone. Number 2 for the Colts. Come on.
Right. But let's be honest with ourselves. We're going to get from under that $36 million cap hit. We'll be fine bouncing back from that. And also, the Eagles need to look at this as a blessing in disguise, because now you have the capital to really rebuild this roster around a young quarterback who's still on his rookie deal.
Facts.
Yes, he doesn't have a fifth-year option. So you can say you have 3 years to get this roster right before you make a clear-cut decision on if you want to keep rocking with Hurts or you want to go in a different direction and draft the next up-and-coming quarterback who's going to, be lights out. And at the end of the day, the roster will be more complete. Or if you want to take a chance on one of these, talented quarterbacks who become disgruntled. anything can happen. But you have to make it a point to build this roster first. You can't put the cart before the horse.
Exactly.
This team is not ready to win anything yet. Now, sure, we don't know what this offense is, but we know this defense is not built to last yet. It's just not.
Yeah.
We can't even.
Especially at the cornerback position, we have way too much. Safeties even. Safeties even. Who's going to be the other? Because more than likely McLeod's going to start the season on the PUP list, so that means he's going to miss the first 6 games if I'm not mistaken. So who's going to be our starting? Who's going to be our starting safety opposed to next to Anthony Harris back there?
I think
our secondary is going to be.
Wallace.
No. What do you think? What's that, Slay?
I think Kavon Wallace takes a step this year.
He has to, and I'm glad you brought his name up. He has no choice. He has to. This is yes, he's entering his second year in the NFL, and the same goes for Sean Bradley and Davion Taylor. But those guys are under an immense amount of pressure to perform this year. This is their chance. This is their chance to break out and separate themselves from the pack. This is their chance to say, I was worth the capital you've invested in me. This is a really big year for Kavon Wallace. If Kavon Wallace can take that next step as a professional, take that next step as an athlete, as a pro level safety, he can be a starter. Especially he can take over for Ryan McLeod once he exits. So Kavon Wallace has to make it a point to take his craft to the next level. Anthony Harris is going to start. He's going to start.
Without a doubt.
Competition for that second safety spot. Will it be Andrew Adams, the guy we got from the Buccaneers, who has a lot of experience, not just on special teams, but every time he came in, he was productive? Will it be Kavon Wallace, the young gun who has a lot of energy, a lot of lip, but didn't really produce much last year? Granted, no one really did. Will it be Marcus Epps, the guy who's really a special teamer, but can he take that next step as an athlete? We have so many questions in that safety room. We don't have enough answers. Too many questions, not enough answers.
Right.
But Slay, before we bring the next person on, was there any final thoughts you wanted to get off about this team, our draft, our draft, our coaching staff, our front office, our owner? What your expectations may be for Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith combined? What your expectations may be for Jalen Reagor or the O-line or the D-line? Before we get you out of here and bring in my man Lindy Endzone, what are your final thoughts on this team?
I think this team is going to be good this year. I'm not going to be one of those Eagles fans that just says this team is just going to be garbage, because that's not how I think. I think this team is going to be actually really competent. I think I'll say it again. I think they're going to catch some teams slipping this year. I feel like they're just going to be in that process where they just know they're going to be in that rebuilding stage, and then they beat some teams here and there. I feel like this team is going to be actually really good this year. Something just tells me Hurts is getting the guys up. The team is rallying behind him. I feel like Devontae Smith will I feel like he'll have 700 yards to 800 yards here and there. I think Reagor will be really good this year. Dallas Goedert will break out. This whole team is going to be actually really good.
Solid, man. Solid.
Yeah.
Listen, Big Play Slay, as always, super grateful for you, man, for rocking out for as long as you always do, man. You've been one of the earliest subscribers. You've been a supporter of mine from the very beginning.
Mine too. Thank you, Slay. We appreciate you.
Super.
Yeah, y'all both got great channels, man. I want to say thank you for having me, and both of y'all keep grinding because y'all have amazing content on your channels, and y'all both will be at 1 million someday.
Woo! Let's go. I like Slay's thinking. Let's do it, baby.
You scared me, Slay. Don't do that now.
Y'all gonna be there, bro. Y'all gonna be there. Just
my God.
Fly Eagles fly, baby. Let's go.
My man, you know what? As always, super grateful for you, my guy. You the real
100.
You take care. You stay healthy, my man. And it's all love.
Much love, Big Play Slay.
Yes, sir. Now I'm bringing in my man, the myth, the legend, the Dallas Mavericks fan who's rocking out, doing his thing. Lindy Endzone. My guy.
What's going on, Lindy?
How you doing, man?
Yo. I gotta tell you, Tone, that was pretty cool the other day. You shouted me out on your live stream, man. I was pretty humbled by that. Um, I just wanted to bring up the fact that us content creators, it's crazy how much we resemble the same embodiment of like the players for the Philadelphia Eagles. How we just how we look out for each other, and how simple we are as human beings of just treating each other with that kind of respect. It's quite amazing. Not gonna lie.
Big time, bro. Big time. And it's funny he said that Nest Out West because I feel like our fan base gets a bad rep. Our fan base gets a bad rep as if we're completely unyielding, uncompromising, we're unfair. And sure, we hold our athletes accountable, right? Sure, we hold our organizations respectively accountable. But you can't.
And we hold our content creators accountable too. We hold each other accountable.
Exactly. You can't say we don't love this franchise. You can't say we don't support each other. The notion that we shout out to my man Philly Notion. The notion that we're just these cutthroat people who could care less about the next person is ridiculous. It's the furthest from the truth. We hold each other down as content creators. We support each other. We show up in each other's live streams. We pop in, we like, comment, and we subscribe. We share each other's content amongst each other, man. We're not afraid to collab. It's an ecosystem that we're building of content creators. And I'll be honest with you, my man. Like I don't want to familiarize myself with anybody who's not about the people, who's not about the culture, not about the ecosystem, not about just building a healthy ambiance for us to really talk sports. Now, sure, we're going to talk our trash. We're going to always beef with other fan bases. That comes with the game. We're tribal. It's all a part of it. But I'm not with guys who are down in other Eagles content. I'm not down with another Eagles content creator downing another Eagles content creator. I'm not with that at all. That's not my vibe. It's not my energy. I like to put out the energy. I like to get back. So you'll never see me in the mix talking bad about one guy. I don't entertain that, man. I God honestly don't. And sure, you got those. Sure, there's always going to be your content creators who live on an island by themselves, and they have their supporters. Hey, more power to you, my brother. I wish you the best. But what we're building over here, what I'm trying to build personally, what you're trying to build, Lindy, what Philly Foothills is trying to build. Listen, we're about the love. We're about the game, and it's all about just being able to speak your mind freely while still respecting your fellow man.
It's crazy how we share the responsibility to maintain that kind of culture on our end, especially when we're talking about our football team, and it just takes that one bad egg that's going to give everybody a bad reputation. And it's just important to keep that sort of thing in mind, especially if it's an idea of yours and if you got inspiration behind you to want to create your own channel. It's like, there's more that goes into it, and you eventually find that out after you start.
Exactly. For sure, man. Anything you want to add, Philly Foothills?
Just that, I was talking about it with my wife earlier today, that you guys brought it up, and she's saying, well, don't all teams have strong fan bases? And I'm not on YouTube, not like the Philadelphia Eagles do. Our community on here is pretty dang dong strong. I've gotten so much love and support from not only people who don't create content, but obviously from other content creators from all over the board, from the different ones from the Eagles like we have on YouTube, but also from other teams too. Some Cowboys content creators have reached out to me. A couple of Giants ones have. So it's very, to me personally, I'm channeling. I'm using my time with that I put into this to try to keep me out of trouble in other ways, so to speak. So, definitely trying to, better myself along the way, because we're, nobody's perfect. We're all trying to, we're work on ourselves and things like that. But just, you know, I always knew that this team had a very, very strong fan base. Not obviously not just in Philadelphia, but all over the world. But man, it is blowing me away how strong it is. You know, as much as I've seen it on YouTube so far. So, and I've only really, you know, I just watched a video. I'm sorry, I don't mean to rant a little bit here, but I just watched a video the other day of mine, and I tweeted about this, and it was a video from back in December, and it was, you know, I didn't even have 50 subscribers then, so my channel has grown quite a bit since then. It's, you know, I am very, very humble, and I love and appreciate all of you guys who have supported me along the way and supported my comrades here too. You know, I want to. That's why I love to pay it forward, and me and Lindy are doing a live tomorrow night at 5. So, you know, you guys come check us out there too as well. We're going to be on my channel, but I want to get, you know, Lindy is a very well-spoken, smart individual who knows his craft. I could tell. So we need to get him over 100 subscribers. We need to get that done very quickly here. So let's do it, guys. Come on. You guys go subscribe to my man, Lindy Endzone. Definitely.
For sure. Yeah, definitely subscribe to my man, Lindy Endzone. Definitely on the rise, man. But, you know, let's talk about these Eagles. Lindy, what's on your mind when it comes to these Philadelphia Eagles right now, all things considered?
I mean, if I can keep it current, I guess, without giving too many nuggets away, because I do want to save some good stuff for the collab tomorrow with you know, Philly Foothills. But for those that may or may not know, Kerryon Johnson had his presser today with the Philly media, and I'll tell you what. Jordan Howard's in trouble, guys. He's definitely in trouble in this running back rotation with what I'm hearing from Kerryon and the you know, just the array of questions that you know, some of the guys have been asking him. You know, he's saying all the right things. He feels that his meniscus is in good shape. He thinks he's at about 100%. And I mean, I guess just the way he plays the game, and you know, he hasn't necessarily been consistent, and that's not exactly to the detriment of him. I mean, outside of the meniscus tear, but you know, going back on some of his statistics, and you know, you're talking about a guy who in his rookie year was averaging about 5.3 yards a carry. So I mean, that's pretty damn impressive, to say the least, especially when you consider a Lions offensive line that isn't exactly up to par with how the Eagles have been able to construct theirs over the last few years with consistency and, you know, like top 5 in the league. So you can imagine and you know, that's the biggest thing when we consider health is the offensive line. So you can imagine with how healthy the offensive line can maintain themselves this year, and you put a back, you know, next to the quarterback and Jalen Hurts and a guy in Kerryon Johnson, depending on how the rotations can be. I feel that he could. I feel that he may have a chance to impact the game a little more than Jordan Howard. And you know, if that's the case, then you're not losing much, because you know, Jordan Howard, you know, he was at a point where, you know, other organizations weren't giving him any phone calls. I mean, this guy was just considering retirement not too long ago because of the lack of opportunity, and because he was only signed to the vet minimum of about $920,000 in that range. You know, you bring in a much younger guy in Kerryon Johnson, who's only going to be 24 years old by the start of the season.
Very young, very, very young, still has a lot left in the tank, in my humble opinion.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm telling you. There's Jordan Howard's in trouble. That's all I can tell you is from that. He's in trouble. And I know, in my opinion, we're not going to keep both of them. I just don't see it, especially on how the running back group as a whole, how their skill sets mesh with each other. I mean, there's too many, you know, there's too many guys with similarities, and, you know, at some point you're going to have to shrink that room down to size where we may only bring in, you know, 3 to 4 players to dress on game day.
You said something really important. You said the fact that there's a lot of guys on this roster with similar skill sets that kind of do the same thing when it comes to the running back. And that's going to be a problem for some guys. The question is, can you differentiate yourself? Can you separate yourself from the pack? Obviously, Miles Sanders is safe. But when it comes to those remaining 2 running back positions, we're going to find out who can stand out. I believe Kenny Gainwell and, like you said, Kerryon Johnson is going to be the ones to stand out. Jordan Howard, so many guys have so much to prove. Boston Scott. But we'll find out.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that's kind of holding the biggest thing that would hold Kerryon back is the health of his knee. Obviously, he did say that he is going into this year maintaining wearing his brace on his knee, and he's going to do that moving forward. I guess and for some players it's just a comfort thing, and I don't blame them for that. I mean, I got a bad ACL in my knee, and I have to. As much as I don't like to wear a brace when I play basketball, I have to any chance I get just to risk that, just to reduce that risk of anything happening again. So, but yeah, we bring up the whole idea with these players having similar skill sets, and we bring up Boston Scott, and the one thing that kind of sets him back is that he's not the greatest in special teams, and that's one of the especially in the running back room, that's one of the bigger contributions. And that's where guys like Adrian Killens can take advantage. Here's a kid that just got a 2-year extension. Obviously the organization and the coaching staff see something in him outside of that negative 13-yard play that he attempted on a screen in the San Francisco game. So I don't think we can base this kid off of that play alone. There's more for him to give, and I did as you can see, the early depth chart debate in episode 2 that I did on running backs. For my top 4, Adrian Killens was actually my 4th guy, and I predicated it solely on special teams because I feel that he has an explosiveness to him that can really impact special teams, whether it's on kick or punt returns. Just so we're not putting guys back there. Just so we're not putting guys back there with the likes of Devontae Smith or Jalen Reagor, even though some of us would like to see Jalen Reagor on special teams, and I don't necessarily have a problem with it.
But I don't want it just because it helps. I don't want it.
Yeah. So at the same time, I feel that this would be a good means of preservation to not have to always rely on your receivers in the special team game, and then use guys like Adrian Killens or even Kenny Gainwell for that matter, because he's going to end up being underrated. This is a kid that only has 1 year's worth of tape on him from college at Memphis, and you realize the performance that he put on for the Tigers in 2019. If he replicated that in 2020, you could be looking at a 3rd-round pick there. So that's why he's
easily
the steal in the draft. So I mean, the amount of promise at the running back position is huge, especially for grabbing Kerryon Johnson off of waiver claims, and he's got a lot left in the tank. It's just going to come down to sustainability as far as their health goes with keeping themselves on the field.
Agreed, man. You say Adrian Killens in special teams. I'm telling you, his speed is deadly. It's two guys on offense, in my opinion, who has just a different gear, a different speed. Yes, they may not be the highest on the depth chart, but when it comes to just raw speed, there's 2 guys that I think of on our roster, and that's Quez Watkins and Adrian Killens. Those 2 have a dynamic level of speed that you can really utilize. And maybe Quez Watkins becomes that special teamer guy that we had back there as well on punt returns. He has that kind of speed that can change the game. Adrian Killens has the kind of speed.
It's a certain it's explosiveness too. It's not even just speed; it's explosiveness.
Right. Yeah. Foothills,
Quez showed that. Quez showed that against Arizona. He had that screen where that explosiveness shined through. Definitely, right there, you could see it. And I agree with you guys. That's interesting that you. I think I find that very interesting that you have Adrian Killens as number 4 on your list. That's something we'll probably talk about a little bit more tomorrow for sure, because we're going to talk about how crowded these rooms are now. Not just on offense, not just in the wide receiver a running back room, but at linebacker, I think there's 10 linebackers on this team now. If you're including Jacoby Stevens in that talk, and I think he's going to be, he's that tweener, he's that hybrid, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing more snaps this year at linebacker, and down there in the box compared to a true safety, because from what I've been hearing, he's more of a liability the further he gets away from the line of scrimmage. So, there's going to be major competition this summer, and I am very, very, very excited to see who steps up and who kind of fiddles away. Jordan Howard definitely, because if we do end up cutting Jordan Howard and maybe keeping Elijah Holyfield on the practice squad, that's someone that possibly could be that bruiser back down the road. I know a lot of people aren't high on Elijah Holyfield, but if this kid can learn how to hold on to the rock, try to get rid of some of those fumbling issues, he could be that. He's a big kid. He's built like his daddy. He's built like a boxer. So, what are your thoughts on Elijah Holyfield, Indy?
As you noticed, I was shaking my head on it. But speaking of tomorrow, I got a couple of nuggets for you that I'm not going to mention. And since you talked about the linebacker position, it involved the linebackers and it involves the defensive line. So there's a little sneak peek in what I'm going to talk about tomorrow on our street.
Okay.
I did. So Lindy, before we bring the next person up, do you have any final thoughts on this roster? Do you have any final thoughts about this defense, the offense, the coaching staff, the front office, the decisions that have been made, maybe the decisions that have yet to come? What are your expectations? Maybe we make another move in free agency. Maybe we trade for a guy. Will Zach Ertz be here? What are your thoughts, before you head out of here, man?
If I can compile as much as possible. But Nikki brings up a point as well. She says, what do we have against drafting safeties or even drafted safeties? Talking about Kayvon Wallace and McLeod were undrafted. So Kayvon Wallace, I remember, was a fourth round pick out of Clemson. So
Wallace was a fourth rounder, and McLeod, I believe, was undrafted. But that was undrafted by the Rams, though, I believe.
So I mean, it's crazy because as we know, the NFL these days seems to be changing into like a league of positionless players, and that's just how it's going to evolve from now on. Is that we want to bring in guys with with like a broad skill set of capabilities. I mean, you look at a guy like who can I bring up without giving anything away? I can't think off the top of my head, but as we know, Jacoby Stevens was a mix between the linebacker and safety position. He's built more like a linebacker, so that's one thing you can consider. Zach McPherson has a little bit of that kind of versatility. He was a big contributor on special teams at Texas Tech, and that's something that's very important for any NFL squad, especially the Philadelphia Eagles. But I guess to close out, since you asked me, Foothills, about Elijah Holyfield, I mean, we have to think of this at the same time. 2019, 2020, and now 2021. Jordan Howard was maintained on the Eagles at some point in some time 3 different seasons. And Elijah Holyfield still hasn't been able to climb up the depth chart. So it just doesn't make sense to me whatsoever as to why he's still here if the Eagles are willing to bring guys back like Jordan Howard, who suffered that shoulder stinger, who's that bigger profile type of back, and then you bring in Kerryon Johnson. So it's like the cards just continue to be stacked against Elijah, and it's like I don't know, and I understand that he was designated. He was on a designated contract for the season, but I just don't know, what they're trying to do as far as pushing him to his limit. I just don't see it.
It has to be something there because he's still on his roster. It has to be something. Now, is it fair to say maybe that the previous coaching staff, they kind of prioritized the veterans over, the younger guys, and they kind of always went with the old trusty you know, the old trusty guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Boston, but he's a trusted commodity when it comes to
that's true.
You know, they trust. So maybe this is the year Elijah Holyfield can take that next step with his new coaching staff. Maybe he can prove it to those guys, because remember, those guys, all they have on him is what they probably barely saw, and you know, previously with the other coaching staff, but they really don't know what this guy is. Maybe if Jordan Howard doesn't make the roster, Elijah Holyfield can, you know, take that next step. But regardless, like you said, there's just too many hurdles he has to jump. And I just don't see Elijah Holyfield making the cut, just because there's just too much talent. There's too many guys in front of him that do more than just one thing. And he simply just isn't dynamic enough to probably be utilized in the way that he would like to be in this roster. But you know,
it's crazy, because we even seen Elijah get activated week 16 in the quote unquote tank game against Washington, and he still didn't see the field. and that was at the time where Miles was battling an injury. I think he had a hamstring strain. It was grade 2, and Elijah still wasn't on the field. I mean, they kept guys like Boston Scott out there, and Jason Huntley even seen snaps. So I don't know, man. It's just crazy to think about, you know, that kind of dysfunction that you know, we witnessed last year. But you know, we're in a brand new like you know, the atmosphere. It's a breath of fresh air. So that's all I can.
It's a whole new era in Philly, baby. It's a whole new era.
Yeah,
sure, man.
Jonathan Hall.
We appreciate you coming on, Lindy. We do.
Yeah.
Big time, Lindy, man. You've been rocking from the beginning, man. You've been a huge supporter of mine, a huge supporter of Philly Foothills, man. We support you as well, my guy. You know your grind. Just keep on pumping out the content whenever you can. If you're in the car, if you're walking to the car, you know, if you take out the trash. If you get, you know, if you're at work, if you're at work and you're on break, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you can, pump out the content, bro. I promise you, because consistency, people respect consistency more than anything. When you're reliable, when you have that tried and true formula, people respect it. People say, "Damn, he dropping videos no matter what. Damn, he dropping videos while he grocery shopping. He dropping videos while he in the office. He dropping videos while he on his shift. He dropping videos when he walk into the car. He dropping videos when he in the garage, you know, just fixing something real quick. You know, it's like you have to just, whenever you get that itch, whenever you get that thought, get it out there. Get it out there, man. And it doesn't have to be all refined. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just get the content out, because it's all about your mind. It's all about, you know, it's all about the energy you putting out there, and people will gravitate towards it. People will respect the work ethic, the consistency, my man. So keep on grinding, bro. You know you got my support.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, mine too.
For sure. And before, make sure you guys, and I repeat, make sure you guys go subscribe to my man Lindy Endzone, please. Let's go show my man mad love. He puts out Dallas Mavericks content along with Eagles content as well. A very unique guy. So you know he's giving you guys his own spin on things, his own twist on things, man. So definitely show my man love. Lindy, we appreciate you, my man. You take care. One love.
I'll see you tomorrow, my friend.
I don't cover baseball, but there's another one for y'all.
Hey,
I'm all over the place.
Oh man, hey, listen, you gotta love it. You take care, my guy.
Take care, Tom.
Much love, Lindy.
Much love. Next, we're bringing on my man Philly Ace, and then after Philly Ace, we're bringing on Birdman 951, and then after Birdman 951, we're bringing on Messiah. So let's go. Philly Ace, my man, my guy. How we feeling today?
What's up, Tony DeShields?
My man, super grateful that you could rock out with us, my man. Super grateful.
Yeah, I'm just.
What's going on, Philly Ace? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I can't complain, man. Tony, you keep doing your thing, y'all, man. Do what you got to do, y'all, man. I see you do your thing each and every day.
I appreciate you, bro.
I just try to learn things from the best as I go along. You know, once I make videos and stuff, you know. Try to take ideas here and there.
Hey, listen, man. Like the way I see it,
you got a great example to learn from, my friend. You got a great example to learn from.
Bro, I learned from guys like Laura Brunson, Darius Dalton, Philly Shakes, Philly 500, Philly Fresh, Philly Notion, Philly
Joey Shake 72.
I'm learning from so many different guys, man. It's insane. Philly Mike for the Philly Talk podcast. Philly Take with RB.
Philly
DJ
Fresh, the general.
Yeah, right. DJ Eastwood from running back Philly. Like it's so many different kinds of careers just doing anything in Philly, man. That I learned from. I try to take, I try to pay attention to the jewels, man, and just be humble while doing it, and also just pay attention to the people, pay attention to you guys because these guys on the mainstream level on ESPN for FS1, yeah, they get paid the big bucks, but they can never touch the people the way we can. So Philly Ace, let's just hop right into it, my man. When it comes to this Eagles team right now, what's on your mind? How are you feeling about? Let's switch gears a little bit. How are you feeling about the O-line? How are you feeling about the trenches? How are you feeling about the D-line?
I just said I feel about the offensive line, man. I'm not really worried about the offensive line, but I'm just kind of a little bit, I'm kind of worried about Lane Johnson and Brandon Brooks, stuff like that. If they could stay healthy, I'm fine with that, man. And Lane Dickerson, man, I know he's a great offensive line. I know he's great. You understand? I'm like, it's nothing wrong with that at all. You see what I'm saying? When I'm going with this is like, if he could stay on his own feet, I know he got like injuries. That kind of got me right there. When I saw the draft, I was like, really, Howie?
Yeah,
I'm saying it on my mind, but like, he find injury plays every year. I'm like, because I've been watching for Eagles for a long period of time. Like, it's just kind of hard. Like, I just say, just go for what you know. It was a lot of offensive line that was out there on the draft board. It was a lot that you could pick up. The thing I could have thought of, Humphrey, Creed or something. If I'm saying this,
I don't think I'm familiar with him. But to your point, yeah, we always seem to fall into this loop of drafting guys who, if they're healthy, they're top 10, top 20, and I get it. Landon Dickerson, if he's healthy, Creed Humphrey. Thank you, Philly 52. Shout out to Philly 52 for giving us, giving us that.
Creed Humphrey. Yeah, right. Yeah, because I was trying to pronounce his name.
But yeah, like Landon Dickerson, like you said, if he's healthy, it's a home run. If he's healthy, but that's if. And I'm praying on it. I'm praying the guys stay healthy, man. That's the biggest thing.
I'll just say for the while, it's like the running backs to me, man. Miles Sanders, he's gonna be safe in my opinion.
Of course.
I'd like to see Kenneth. That's my opinion.
We'll be safe for sure.
Running back. I like to see that because he got that explosive. He can know how to catch out of the backfield, man. That's what I like. Somebody that can catch out of the backfield, that could run through linebackers and do safeties. If I was myself, to be honest, if I was a defensive coordinator or whatever the case might be, that's it. Not defensive coordinator, like a little offensive coordinator. I'll put my team in the best position to win, like balance, like throw and run the ball 50-50.
Right. See, the thing is, we're definitely going to be a run-heavy team this year, Ace. That's the thing, because Nick Sirianni comes from that school of running the ball, play action, bootlegs. Getting a quarterback outside the pocket, getting him in space. Allowing the receivers to make plays, allowing the running backs to make plays out of the backfield as well. So I definitely believe. I wouldn't say it'll be 50-50. I think it'll probably be maybe borderline 60% run, 40% pass, because you got to think about Jalen Hurts. He's a dual threat running back. He's gonna find time. He's gonna find ways to run out of that pocket when need be, and passing plays will become running plays. But I really believe we have a chance to really cultivate a very dangerous offense. We have a real chance to really build an offense that can really be dangerous. And no one knows what's coming, bro. They don't know. They think they know, but they don't know, Ace.
I'm just saying, here's my thing, man, because I'm just hearing different people say about us in general, like the Cowboys, the Giants. they just love to hear themselves talk. To be honest, I like for one. I'm like I love competition. We come Eagles, Giants. You see what I'm saying? I love the competition. Like I've been like a loyal Eagles fan, man, that I can remember. You know, like the good, the bad, the ugly. I've been through it.
We've been there for sure.
Oh, trust me, believe, man. I'm like, we always came close. Like every time, like in early 2000s, we always come close. Like we come short in the championship.
That was a tough time because it's nothing more annoying than being so close and you just drop the drop the ball. I think that's more painful than having just an outright terrible season. It's so painful to get that close so many times in a row, and we just can't close the deal.
And one more thing I want to say, like wide receivers, who I really like in wide receivers, man. I like Devontae Smith. I like him.
Woo, you know it, bro.
Because I've been like him since day one. I'm like, I knew he's gonna be like that outrunning type of wide receiver. I like number 13. I like him. Travis Fulgham, I like him. Chris Watkins.
I'm really high on Travis Fulgham, bro.
Me too. It was just the way I liked it, Travis Fulgham, because he could catch anything.
Big
to
time.
Me, in my eyes, I like Chris Watkins, man. He's another good wide receiver that I like too. You know, that would be my best 3 wide receivers that I would like to see out there on the field. That's just in my opinion.
I feel that.
You want to talk about the defense or not yet?
No, so yeah, like I'm curious.
Do you think Grimes is going to make this? Do you think Grimes is going to make this roster?
Yeah, Ace, how you feel about Javon Grimes? Good point.
Grimes, yeah, man, he's good. I want him to make it also. I want him to make it too, because you know how when things comes up as something I'm not gonna like, because I want him to make him to feel like he wanted to be on the team, you know, like put him in different situations, like packages that Nick Sirianni could put together. Because I love his game, I love his demeanor, like because he talk about everything on the film, like what he do with the Colts, two sets, tight end sets, like everything.
It's gonna be exciting, bro.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah. Now transition about defense, like you mentioned, Ace. You know, this defense is definitely shaky, man. It's shaky without a doubt. It's the biggest question mark we have. The biggest question mark. The D line is pretty much it is what it's going to be. But the D backs, I'll be honest with you. Eagle Slayer mentioned he's pretty satisfied with the linebackers. Right now, I don't think this linebacker core is going to get any better right now. I think this is what it's going to be. But you know, just for this season at least. But we gotta go get another guy in free agency when it comes to the defensive backs. We gotta get another corner. We got to do something about that. We have to.
I just say my defense, man. I like Harris. I like him. You know, Anthony Harris. I like him.
Same
as a safety that we picked up.
Well, yeah, he's going to be the captain on the back end for sure. You know, he's hopefully he can step in, kind of be that Malcolm Jenkins type of role.
I hope that Jacob. Am I saying his name right?
Jacoby Stevens.
Jacoby Stevens.
Jacoby Stevens.
Yeah, I want him to get a chance and see if he can make it too. You know.
For sure, he's gonna be that hybrid. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be that borderline safety linebacker. He's gonna be going back and forth. Trust and believe.
Because I like our front four, but we had trouble in our secondary. That's where we had trouble at. Like, because if that was up to me, to be honest, I would like to set things up like put four in the back, had 3 linebackers in the middle, and had my D line up front. So like you could stop, because linebacker could stop a running back or a tight end.
Yeah, bro. You know we got to patch some holes in that. The cornerback is the weakest position. Who's the cornerback too? There's no one.
We don't have one.
We don't have one. We don't have a legit cornerback too. We don't have a legit CB2. We don't.
Yeah, because we all got.
That's my biggest worry right now.
Slate.
He's our quarterback one. Yeah. He's all by himself, damn near. We got to get him some help. If we can make a move for Gilmore in New England, or if we can bring in Steven Nelson from Pittsburgh, we got to bring in somebody with some experience.
Facts.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say nothing. You took the words right out of my mouth, too.
Bro, I think Steven Nelson.
Hey, great minds think alike, my friend. Great minds think alike.
I like to sound like a 1-year deal so he can prove himself.
Just a 1-year deal. He young. He still got a lot to prove, in my opinion.
The same thing we did with Eric with the linebacker. 1-year deal.
And on top of that, Steven Nelson, he kind of outplayed Joe Hayden this past season, but they decided to keep Joe Hayden because of the veteran leadership factor, which I respect. But it is what it is, man. Well, it is what it is. But Philly Ace, any final thoughts before we bring in the next person, man, on the call? Any final thoughts about this team? What's your thoughts about the schedule that comes up tomorrow? Anything else on your mind, man, that you want to get off real quick before we move on to the next person?
Oh, okay. My final thought, man, and I do want the Giants, to be honest with you.
Woo, I do.
Please bring them on.
I just said my two teams that's gonna give me a little worry a little bit is Tampa Bay and Kansas City. They're the two teams that gonna get me worried. So if we could come out at least, I'm hoping.
Besides those two games, our schedule's pretty easy.
Yeah, I like for the most part. I kind of hope that we could come out like. I know we got 17 games.
Which is a large sample size. A large sample size to find out exactly who Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith is.
Yeah,
which means they should be expanding the rosters too.
They have to.
Yeah,
I'll be like tomorrow at 9. I'm gonna be on tomorrow at 9. Do my little live stream about the schedule. A little bit.
Solid.
Stuff like that, man. If people could check me out, Philly Ace 21, man.
Yeah, let me hold on. Let me find your channel real quick. Philly Ace 21, you said?
Yeah.
Philly Ace 21. All right, bet.
I will definitely check your channel out, Philly Ace 21 for sure.
Hold on. What we about to do right here? You know how I get down.
Yep.
Hold on.
Tone's gonna sub you up right now.
You know how I get down.
Yeah, because I just subbed you up already, Tone. So
listen, you know how I get down, baby. This is what we're about to do. This is how we do it. This is how we carrying it. Subscribe, baby. That's how we doing it.
Boom.
I was like, y'all, man, I'm still working on the progress.
Listen, bro. Listen, that's the thing. Here's the thing. Consistency. Don't stop creating, bro. Don't stop. Just keep putting them out. Listen, it don't matter how long the videos is. If you got a thought that's a minute long, put it out. If you got a thought that's 30 seconds long, put it out. A thought that's 2 minutes, just put it out. Put it out.
Let your voice be heard.
Yeah, regardless. I just say ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I'm just trying to think like new, different backgrounds. That's what I'm trying to been thinking on my mind. How am I gonna put this together? How I'm gonna put that together?
Yeah, because you know what I do? I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I take a lot of notes, bro. And
yes,
it helps me because like I be having so many thoughts going on my mind, right?
Excuse me, Tone.
You good?
Oh, one question I want to add.
Yeah, go ahead.
Try to like learn this StreamYard,
right?
Like try to put together, invite people. I was going on YouTube how to go about it, like step by step.
Right.
Like do I have to invite people to the email or clip the board?
So yeah, it's the clipboard. So what you do is literally if you want it. So like right now, right? The way I got you guys in here, what I did was at the bottom there's the invite button, and then what you do is you click invite, and then it says copy to clipboard, and then once you copy to the clipboard, then you can paste it. You paste it in the you paste it in the chat log. And then at that point, people are able to click the link, and then at that point they get backstage, and then you can just literally bring people in and out. It's it's pretty straightforward, bro.
Oh yeah. I would just try to learn that,
Yeah, keep with it.
Keep learning, man. It's a good, nothing but a good thing.
Like because I was just trying to think ideas who I want on like one-on-one. I'm just trying to think ideas like one-on-one.
Yeah, bro, you got to get creative, bro. You got to get creative, man. And the more you live stream, the more you go interact with different people, bro. And then also do like little call-ins where you're able to chop it up with the supporters, with the subscribers, dog. You know, there's so many ways for you to really touch the people, my man. So many ways, but my man Philly Ace, keep grinding, bro. Make sure you subscribe to my man Philly Ace 21. He grinds.
Go sub him up.
Beginning. Go show my man love. He up and coming. The dude is grinding, man. Putting in that work, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Philly Ace. We appreciate you.
Yeah, because I just came on here like 2 years ago. Man.
Hey, listen, man. You got to crawl before you can walk, my guy. You got to put one foot in front of the other, and that's the best way you got to approach it. You can't get too down on yourself. You can't get too high. Can't get too low. Just keep your eyes face front and keep moving forward. Don't try your hardest not to pay too close to the numbers, because the numbers gonna move. They're gonna go up, they're gonna go down. Don't let that be your emotional. Don't let that be your emotional meter. You know what I'm saying? Just believe in what you're doing. Understand that you're gonna get better with time. You're gonna get better with each and every video, and study yourself. I study myself often. I watch a lot of my videos all the time, and I just study myself. Okay, I said this word one too many times. Okay, maybe I was leaning too much on. Maybe I was on this topic a little too long. I study myself, so just make it a point to study yourself, my guy. You'll be good.
Yeah, I do that a lot of times. And I'm not trying to let myself be down not too long. I've been busy doing other stuff as well. You know,
life happens.
No,
yes, sir.
I was like, you know. I'm just trying to be creative, think ideas, you know.
Yeah, and be yourself, bro. Be you. That's all you do. Be yourself.
And I was just trying to like test things with my new mic. I'm just trying to test everything out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. But
we wish you the best of luck, man. Good luck with your channel, definitely.
Good luck, Ace.
You too.
Take care, man. Make sure you subscribe to my man, Philly Ace, up and coming, man. Go show my man love. Yo, Ace.
Much love,
bro. Fly Eagles fly, my guy.
Fly Eagles fly all day.
Absolutely.
All right, next we're bringing up my man, Birdman. What happened to that boy? What happened to that boy? What's going on, Bill?
What is
no
up,
camera.
guys?
What's going on? No camera?
I can't go camera today. I'm driving right now, so no camera.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, keep your eyes face front, my guy. I don't want.
Oh yeah,
keep
all
your
day, all day.
Front.
Hands free.
You guys are tuned in to the hottest YouTube channel right now. You guys are locked in. That's what you guys are doing right now. You got the champs going down. That's how it goes down.
For sure.
Day. Let's get it, guys.
For sure. And also
bleeding that green, baby.
And Birdman, you know I gotta show love, right? You know I gotta show love first and foremost. So you know what we're gonna do, man. Make sure you're subscribed to my man Birdman. For real. My man is grinding out here. Starting from the muscle myself. Man,
he's got that West Coast style. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
My man got that low rider. You know
yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's get it, guys. You gotta love it.
He's got that.
I'm a different breed, man. I'm a different breed out here in Cali, but I love my birds to the fullest.
And that's the dope thing, bro. You and Nest Out West, Philly 500, y'all holding it down on the west side. Holding it down. I can only imagine how tough it is, especially you know the different time zone, and you surrounded by Rams and Raider fans and Chargers fans,
Cowboys fans.
Even
a lot of Cowboys fans around me up here in Northern California, man. It's gross, sickening. I got a piss on Cowboys sticker on the back of my car, so I get a lot of their attention.
Oh man, but yeah, Birdman. So let's just get right into it, my guy.
That's why the Birdman. That's why I carry my bat. That's why.
No,
it's custom made bat with the
bully
with the candy paint on it.
So, Birdman, my guy, we got to talk about this team, man, especially the defense. The defense has so many questions, man. What do you think is going to be the answer? What do you think needs to be done before we get to the season? Because we know the obvious answer is we don't have a CB2. But even besides that, what do you think needs to happen on defense? Because Jonathan Gannon can't save everybody now. Somebody gonna have to step up.
So check this out. If Howie Roseman, if you are listening to Tone DeShields channel, you need to listen up and listen up good. Okay? Listen to me. You need to help out Big Play Slade because Avante, Cravon, as much as I love them dudes, they are not cutting it. And I don't want to watch another Philly game and see my man's getting burnt. And we got to come up with more offensive points, which I know we can do it, but there's no point in having someone give up free touchdowns like my boy Claypool did when we played the Steelers last year. Talk about a disappointment. And that game we should have won, but you ain't going to win games giving up touchdowns like Christmas presents. So Howie Roseman, listen to this channel. Listen to the Birdman. Listen to Philly Foothills. Listen to Tone. We know what is good for the franchise. Listen up. You want to win? That's how you do it. You don't leave us hanging. Yeah, you gave us a second round pick that's not going to play, so you got to make something happen. You can't just leave. You can't buy us a car and then you don't give us the keys. You got to give us something. Give us something. You are leaving the Eagle fans hanging.
Hey, Bird,
Preach it.
My man,
Preach it.
My man, listen, and let's be real. If Landon Dickerson healthy, he had A+, but let's be real about it, guy. My man bought a Rolls Royce on all 4 flats. He bought a Rolls Royce on all 4 flats. Come on, man. Like,
that's my thing. Rolls Royce on blocks.
Bruh. But if you get the tires, if you can find the tires, you're good. If you can
keep the tires pumped up and get ready to tread on them, we're good to go. But yeah, that's a big that pick was a big question mark for me too.
Yeah, we're banking on a lot, Birdman, when it comes to not just Landon Dickerson, but we're banking on Zach McPherson being able to make an impact. We're banking on Anthony Harris being able to lead these guys. We're banking on Ryan McLeod making a full recovery. We're banking on Darius Slade being able to lead these guys. It's just so many unanswered questions, Birdman. What do you think? What do you think? Who do you think we need to go after at corner? A lot of people were saying Steven Nelson. Some say Stephon Gilmore. Some were saying the corner that used to play for the Texans. I forget his name. I think it's Gary and something. I can't remember. But we need another corner, my guy. That's a fact.
You got to give us something that's manageable. That's not going to break the bank. And right now, we're in the SS Tone DeShields ship, and we got a big hole on the side, and that's that corner. So we need I forget that flex it all or whatever. You can slap that on the ship. That we need something like that to get. That flex seal. We need the flex seal. Somebody is out there that has to join the Eagles to help us ride the ship because I'm tired of cruising with holes in my ship. Stop doing us like that. The SS Roseman ship has got all this Swiss cheese holes everywhere, and Eagle fans have had it up to here with trying to patch up everything. Let's get someone in here that can handle the job. We have Slay on the side, but give us somebody that can handle, because getting burnt is not the answer for this season.
Big time, bro. Big time. Hey, Philly Foothills, you want to build on that?
Yeah, I mean, we're really, we're cornerback 2 away from, being able to really shut down some of these premier wide receivers that we have to face in this league, and even in our division. Because the Cowboys are loaded they have a lot of offensive weapons. We have to be able to slow them down. Notice I didn't say the D word because I hate saying the D word. I try not to say it as much as possible. I try to keep it out of my repertoire. But like Birdman said, Howie, if you're listening, you better be on the phone right now. You better be calling up a veteran corner or calling up Mr. Belichick out on his yacht while he's out fishing out in Cape Cod somewhere, and work a deal for Stephon Gilmore or something like that. Because, like Birdman said, if we go into this season with the corners that we have right now, the whoever starts outside opposite of Big Play Slay is going to get eaten up. They're going to target him. They're going to pick on him, and it's not going to be pretty. And it's going to put extra pressure on our offense to score to score more points than we might have to normally.
For sure, man. This call-in, I really wanted to do this call-in because I thought it was really important to really check the temperature of everybody, just find out what's on everyone's mind. I really wanted to really get a sense for what the fans, what the people, what the subscribers really want this team to do coming. I saw a post from Philly 52. He says June 1st, we got to wait for a cornerback till then. Hey, listen, it's a good point because after that June 1st, we're going to find out a lot of guys who are going to get cut. It's going to be interesting. We're going to really find out a lot. But
that's a good point. Yeah.
But Birdman, was there any final thoughts you want to get off about this team, before we bring on the next caller, my guy?
All right, Tone, I'm gonna send you a message on Instagram or whatever because I definitely gonna have you on my show, and it's gonna be a wild show. You're gonna get asked with Foothills about my question, and so it's gonna be a fun show. We're gonna get to know about a little bit more about you, and so we'll definitely definitely check out my show because I am having more giveaways because you guys have just filled the fire and it's just the electricity in the air. So as an Eagles fan, as a content creator, I'm going to be giving out more special giveaways. I got stuff coming in the mail. So stay tuned to the Birdman because you, just being a subscriber alone and leaving comments, you are going to be entered to win stuff. And actually, it's so funny because Fully Foothills just barely got involved and he already won something and it's on the way. So thank you for letting me be on the show. And I'm gonna just give you guys this food for thought real quick.
Okay.
I was watching Philly Mike. He had Dave Spadero. Dave Spadero was on the show, and when he was asked a question about Jalen Hurts, he's giving me the vibe that the Eagles are not so sold on him. That's why the reasoning of bringing Mr. Flacco in, I'm not really feeling that, and I don't know how many games it's going to take to prove the doubters wrong about Jalen Hurts. So there's that point that I don't think Spadero and the Eagles organization are so sold on Hurts. And the other point that he had made, and you could see it on his face, was he's not so sure, other than Devontae Smith, that any of the people that we drafted are even going to touch the field. So I'm going to leave you guys with that, and you guys go ahead and talk about that. And thanks for having me on the show. Fly, Eagles, fly. And you are tuning into the best. Birdman is out. West Coast Birds, let's get it.
Yes, sir. Make sure you go subscribe to my man Birdman 951, man.
Go sub him up, everybody.
Always support, man. Super grateful, man. We definitely gonna put in that work in the future. You take care, my guy, and get home safely, man. One love.
Much love, Birdman.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we're gonna bring on Messiah. You've been waiting patiently, my man. Super grateful. You there, Messiah?
Did we lose him?
Okay, we're gonna put Messiah backstage, see if he comes back.
Come back on, Messiah. Sorry you were waiting so long. We, chopping it up with lots of people, and we appreciate you being patient. But come back on. We'll get you on for sure.
All right, my man Infamous been waiting, so let's get Infamous next. After Infamous, we got Joey Shake 72, the Godson coming in. And then we got Eagle Slayer coming in after that. So we're gonna get it in, you guys. It's gonna be really dope. Infamous, my guy. How you feeling? Infamous, are you there? I know you was driving. Infamous muted. I don't know if Infamous here.
Infamous 2K.
All right, we're gonna come back to Infamous. All right, we're gonna bring in my man Joey Shakes, the guy.
I know Joey's there.
Yo. How you feeling, family? How you doing today?
Well, I'm good, man. That's why I got up before. I just opened up a thing of soda and it splat all over the place, so I had to clean it up real quick. So I'm excited about the schedule tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about it. See if there's a nice balance in the schedule where like the meat and potatoes of the schedule is, where it's going to be hard, where it's going to be easy. But there's no such thing as an easy schedule when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's just get that straight real quick.
Absolutely.
And I've hearing some people come on the show and talk about the cornerback position. And honestly, I'm one of those believers that we should have got a cornerback in the second round of the draft instead of getting Landon Dickerson. I could probably agree with that, but you know what? It's more of a future move than it is a move now. It's hard to cover every position because some Eagle fans, what they believe is, this team is ready to compete this year or this team has to compete this year. And I don't think it's the time to sign a Stephon Gilmore, in a trade. You know what I mean? I just feel like they shouldn't really have a big contract like that. They shouldn't, if this was like 2022, 2023, maybe like, Stephon Gilmore at that time, was available and we were a piece or two away that would complete the defense. And yeah, maybe that would be a good move. But at this point, I don't want us to start making mistakes now. Like we want to get the cap will be situated next year. We'll have some cap space and, find a rhythm of what we're doing. We have 10 draft picks for next year, potentially 3 first rounders. So, you really can't screw this up. You know what I mean? I wouldn't give any contracts away. I think it would just be a bad position for Stephon Gilmore to come here. And obviously I think it's just a bad situation for us. There's really no point. Like if we have to lick our wounds and try to move some guys around, there's going to be more corners brought into camp. Okay. Obviously right now there's nobody, out of the undrafted list. I don't even think they have a corner on that list right now. I could be wrong, but I didn't see one. But I think, they'll dip into free agency a little bit. They'll see some veteran leadership who's available. And who knows, guys, Zach McPherson could bring something to the table with a little bit of guidance and just see what Jonathan Gannon does. Cause he's good with developing cornerbacks and doing some good things like that. So I just think it's no rush this year. We need this 2021 season for the Eagles is pretty much all about finding your building blocks, get rid of your dead weight contracts, and then next year draft well, do some really good moves, and hopefully you can compete next year. But hey, if it talks about Jalen Hurts being the starting quarterback this year, I think that's what's happening. I don't see there's too many signs that are pointing to Jalen Hurts the starting quarterback. I know there's been a lot of smoke screens and Eagles trying to move up to 3 for a quarterback. Eagles trying to move up to to get a cornerback. It's crazy. And then you trade back, you get an easy first round pick from Miami, and then you pretty much your draft Devontae Smith and get a first round pick from the Miami Dolphins in the process. So that was a steal first round. You add an extra pick to the draft. So I thought that was great. And obviously, we probably questioned some of these draft picks we've had. But after looking at it for a week, there's some that make a lot of sense. So, you never know what could happen. But as of right now, Jalen Hurts is the starting quarterback. We're finding our building block pieces for 2021. If I see a 7 to 9 win season, I'll be happy with it. Obviously I won't be happy because I want these guys to win, but you got to look ahead and say, if they're going in the right direction, that's all that matters to me.
Yeah. My biggest thing is a lot of people are, and I mentioned it a little earlier. Yes, we have flexibility with draft capital. Yes, we have it. Yes, we have it. We have, like you said, we have 10 draft picks. We have it. We can do a lot of different things, but we need to kill this noise about reaching out to these disgruntled quarterbacks in their respective situations. We need to kill that noise immediately because we are in a sweet spot with this roster and with Jalen Hurts' contract. We are in a sweet spot. If we don't force any deals, if we don't take any bad contracts, we can literally rebuild this roster through the draft, develop guys while we still have Jalen Hurts on a rookie deal, while we're not forced to really go all out at that position. And at that point, we can really solidify all the things around him. And then maybe, and I'm not hoping it's not, but if Jalen Hurts ends up not being a guy in the long term, then whoever you plug in, the roster is good. The roster is set. You have a foundation that when he comes in, it's not going to be a bumpy ride. And that's my mindset. No one's really thinking about it like that. No one's really thinking about the fact that, we have Jalen Hurts on his rookie deal. And if he breaks out this year, the way we anticipate, the way we hope, we are going to be in such an amazing situation. But let's be honest, Foothills, we're not in a position to really compete for a Super Bowl. This defense is not built for tough. They're just not. And it's not even because of the coaching. There's just a simple lack of talent over there. There's just a lack of it. And there's a lot of unknowns, a lot of undrafted guys, a lot of guys that really were thrown into the fire last season in a chaotic situation. Like, for example, like Jaquette at corner. They forced that guy on DeAndre Hopkins. That was not nice. that was not cool. You stunt guys that way. You know what I'm saying? And then you mentioned Zach McPherson. Zach McPherson is regardless we did at the corner in the draft, he's improving and he's a fourth rounder. We could have got a guy in the second round who had more of an extensive skill set, maybe. That's Landon Dickerson if he pans out A+, and that was a future pick. I understand what the Eagles are trying to do, but I just felt like you needed a corner. That was something that was so blatant that you needed. And in the same breath, you can make an argument, yeah, but Jason Kelce's not going to be here next year. The center position is one of the harder offensive line positions to fill. I get it. So we just have a lot of – I feel like on offense there are more – there are unknowns, but we're in a much better spot on offense. But on defense, there are so many questions and not enough answers.
Right. Yeah, I think it comes to like the bad contracts, maybe contracts that really, from certain players, like start with the defensive line with Derek Barnett making $10 million and probably should have extended him or at least to lower the cap number. And then, Javon Hargrave is a new scheme, got hurt last year, came in late, played a couple good games and then kind of disappeared again. And Fletcher Cox is probably the one guy I've been really upset at him. Like 6 games, a sack and a half. Like I'm seeing Aaron Donald every week pummel offensive lines, and Fletcher Cox is just not doing that. So if it's up to me for next year, if Fletcher Cox isn't up to par with what's going on with this team right now, if he's not playing up to par, he could get traded next year, guys. Like I really wouldn't mind it. Milton Williams, I forgot his name, but
Milt Williams.
Bill Williams is a very good, short-spaced, explosive defensive tackle that obviously is going to learn, but I think can actually do well, especially like Teron Jackson on the outside, at defensive end. I think he's another good player that's good in the rotation. So Derek Barnett,
I'm especially excited about him. Teron Jackson, that kid, he broke records at where'd he go to?
Coastal Carolina, right?
Yeah, Coastal Carolina, right? Yeah, so he broke records there as far as sacks goes. So that kid's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, and you know what? I try not to hype too many guys up because I need to see the product on the field before anything. Right. Like I understand he broke the sack record. I know, Derek Barnett broke Reggie White's sack record at Tennessee. Donnell Pumphrey broke Marshall Faulk's all-purpose yard record at San Diego State. So, I can't get into the numbers. I can't get into records too much because they don't prove too much.
Records are made to be broken. Records are made to be broken. So
right.
You can have a good season. Sometimes you can have pieces around you. It's so many things that go into that. But, when it comes to the defense, I know I keep going back to it, but I believe that when it comes to the linebacker core, we have a lot of different pieces on there. So I would love to see how those pan out. I don't think we need to go free agency for linebacker anymore. I think I think when it comes to the linebacker core, we have enough pieces that you can really find out who can actually play. Yeah. And the main questions are the defensive backs, especially at safety. Ryan McLeod's going to most likely start the year on the pup list. And then
that's 6 games right there.
That's automatic 6 games that he can't play. And then on top of that, you're banking on Kevon Wallace taking the next step, which I really hope he does. I really hope he, really.
He's got to start proving what his mouth has been doing. He's got to start translating that onto the field and start producing some product, and start producing at the safety position. He's getting that high. He's getting that backing from Brian Dawkins, which is big. That's an Eagles legend.
Yeah.
So I hope Brian Dawkins is right. I hope I hope what he sees in him is correct, and Kevon Wallace can step up this year because he needs to. We need him to badly.
Right, and then you got guys behind him who are hungry, like a Elijah Riley, like a Marcus Epps. Now, I don't think Marcus Epps is going to end up starting because he's more of a special teamer. But right now, they got him ahead of Kevon Wallace on the depth chart. So we'll see what happens. And then you have Andrew Adams, who's hungry as well. He came in and played valuable snaps for the Buccaneers and for the Giants, respectively. And whenever he got his opportunity, he took advantage of it. That's the thing, man. This is a situation where no one is safe. There's only a handful of guys who are safe on this defense, and we're entering a new scheme, a new coaching staff, clean slate for everybody. Like I was telling Philly Foothills not too long ago, I even believe Avonte Maddox is on a hot seat as well. He needs to step up. Yeah. He needs to step up. He's most likely going to play the nickel this year. But at the same time, if we go and get another corner in free agency and then Zach McPherson outshines him in training camp, then what? So Avonte Maddox is another one who needs to up the ante in his game.
Yeah, at the end of the day, guys, like this team badly needs an offseason. This team badly needs leadership on both sides of the football. This team badly needs camaraderie. This team badly needs chemistry. This team badly needs to come together and create a culture for this season and beyond. I think that's what's really important. And I think it starts with that before anything of how good or bad this team is going to be. I'm not expecting much. I'm not expecting this team, as everyone expects, because we didn't spend $80 million in free agency. We didn't go out and get top star names. You know, it may look good on paper, guys, but really at the end of the day, it's really about this whole team, you know, from start to finish. And we just got to see what happens. You talked about the linebacker core. I'm excited about the linebacker core. I thought they added some good pieces. You drafted 2 linebackers, you know, that have some high promise. You got Eric Wilson that came in for 2 injured linebackers for the Vikings and did really well with 122 tackles and 3 sacks. I mean, you have some good competition. And every time we have a bad season, I feel like we always find that gem at the end of the year. You know what I mean? Like you find Greg Ward in 2019. You know, you find a guy like, Alex Singleton last year. You know what I mean? Like you end up finding these guys, but unfortunately, there's too many unknowns, and so many of these players, these young players, have had these short-term success because of the veteran favoritism this coaching staff has had with this team. The only good thing about it is a lot of these young guys have started football games. That's the good thing about it. They're not coming fresh off practice squad or whatever. Like these guys have played. They know what it's like to play in a game, so that's a good thing. But like I said, guys, I just think it starts with the offseason, you know, with the training camp and everything like that, and get these guys going, because I think in 2021, this Philadelphia Eagles team is going to come out competitive. I think they're going to come out really tough, and they're going to punch you in the mouth when they have the chance. So that's what I think.
My focus is, he's talking about the defense. My focus, like I've been saying, is going to be highly on the linebacker coach, because he's so young, And Nick Rawlis, I think he's 27, so he's younger than Alex Singleton, And I think I mentioned it in Tone's live stream yesterday. I don't know if you guys know this, but his brother is in the WWE. His brother is Riddick Moss, so he has that as a coach. He's going to have that intensity. He has that intensity in his bloodline. So I'm excited, and I'm going to definitely have my eyes going to be on Coach Rawlis and see what he can do with some of these younger guys, because linebacker is definitely something we have to really evaluate this year with some of these younger guys, especially, and start investing in that a little bit more.
For sure, man. I'm paying close attention to so many different things. I want to pick not just your brain, Joey, but same thing about Infamous. What do you guys mutually need to see from Jalen Hurts that says, okay, he is franchise? I can see him leading this team going forward. What do you guys need to see respectively from him?
Infamous, are you there?
Am I starting off?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here.
You can start, Infamous. Go ahead.
Okay. From Jalen, are we talking about numbers or as a player?
Well, I guess I'm trying to keep it as broad as I possibly can. Like just numbers as a player. What do you personally need to see that says, okay, I believe in the guy?
I just want to see everything that I don't believe he can do, prove it to wrong to me next year, as in deep ball accuracy, being able to make
You all right, Infamous? You there?
Bad service, I guess.
In the big games without having to, and as I said last year, a lot of the stuff that I had problems with, and excuse the background noise, I'm in the car still, but a lot of the problem I had with Jalen was that I didn't believe he was able to win big games when they force him to throw.
Right.
Just like recently, Lamar just won a Super Bowl because once they force someone like Lamar to throw, the game is pretty much over. So if a team can force him to throw and he's able to beat them with the arm, then I'm convinced that he can be the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, if he stays consistent in the pocket, like a pocket passer, and not like be hesitant and running too early, scrambling too early, I think Nick Sirianni is going to make him a better player in a system. Obviously don't throw 2 picks a game. Obviously, as long as he stays on a neutral to a consistent level every single game, our defense, depending on what we do on defense, I don't know what Jonathan Gannon has in store for this defense yet, but hopefully I'm excited to, wait for him to talk to see what this defense is going to be all about. But as long as some consistent level from Jalen Hurts, and obviously, like I said, it just comes with him staying in the pocket. He's got to throw the football. He can't run every time. He's
Right.
got to throw the football. He's got to go through all his reads. And, because even that little sample size we had from last year, I really wasn't a big fan of how it started I liked how it started, but I didn't like how it ended because I figured this, I saw the Saints game was more of him running. He had 100 yards rushing, him and Miles Sanders apiece. There was barely any passing in that game. I thought the Cardinals game was like a really good game for him. He was passing, he went through all his reads and he would just scramble. That was a good game. And then it just got worse after that. By the Cowboys game, he pretty much had a lot of wide open guys, ran too early, but I can't put it all on him either because
O-line wasn't that great. It was
not even the offensive line, but this coaching staff and Doug and this play calling was just so predictable and so horrible.
Yeah, it was.
We created a blueprint for teams within 2 games, and unfortunately, they caught on to us. And I think with Nick Sirianni, he's going to exploit the strengths of every player on this team. When he went through his explosive plays video and on his Colts and stuff from last year, I have to say I was pretty impressed by it because he knows every player's weakness, every player's strength, knows how to use everybody. So really, I think the developmental stage that we have missed the past few years, I think we have a good developmental coaching staff. And obviously with Nick Sirianni, he wants nothing less than perfection. So I think at the end of the day, I feel good about this coaching staff. I just can't wait till Nick Sirianni and the rest of this coaching staff gets their hands on these guys. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, man. I'm really expecting a lot from Nick Sirianni this year. I know he's a first-year head coach, but I'm expecting a lot from him. I'm expecting him to. You know what? I'll put it like this, and this goes for Jalen Hurts as well. I really want to see how these 2 guys fare, Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts respectively. I want to see how these 2 guys fare in 2-minute situations, in 4-minute situations, when things are getting a little critical and you're playing and you're down 1 possession and you got the ball, the final possession of the game. What are you going to do? How will you respond to it? How will you adjust to the adjustments they've made? And that was the weakness with the Philadelphia Eagles. Managing the game, various decisions in crunch time, choosing to go for 2 and where you could have kicked the ball and take the points, and then it always bite you on the back end. I really want to see how Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts fare when it comes to their pure decision making.
Yeah.
That's going to really be a telltale. Like how will they respond to guys trying to pick up on what they're doing? How creative can you be?
Right, and that's what Doug Peterson lacked last year. He was pretty good at planning the first scripted plays, whatever he had on the paper, but he was bad at improvising on the fly. He was bad at in-game adjustments and things like that, and that's what just blows my mind about people hating on Jalen Hurts, because what do you expect when a coaching staff you can only perform to a certain level when they put that plain yogurt, that just plain yogurt out there on the field, and it'll give you such a basic offense to work from. Yeah. I mean, what do you really expect? And my expectation, to me, and I think I may have said this before, but as far as Jalen Hurts goes, for me to be sold on him, he has to have right around 3 times the amount of combined touchdowns, whether it's rushing or passing, and he has to have 3 times the amount of touchdowns compared to the 3 times, the amount of turnovers, whether it's, so if he has 7 or 8 interceptions and 2 or 3 fumbles, he's got to have 20, let's say 25 throwing touchdowns and 5 rushing. To me, those numbers right there would speak volumes for him, and I would be ready to put all my chips behind Hurts season.
Yeah. And I want to see, can he win games? Can he win games? Honestly, I could care less about his numbers. Can you win games? And can you protect the football? That's what I want to see. I need to see continuous, like Infamous said, I need to see continuous development every single week. I need to see you taking different chances with the ball. Not dumb risk, but I need to see you. I need to see what that arm has been doing. I need to see what that arm has been doing all offseason. You feel me? We really need to see him take that next step as a pocket passer. We already know what he can do outside of the pocket, but what can you do when you're forced to throw that ball? You're down 5 points, 2 minutes left. A touchdown wins the game. What are you going to do?
Right.
You can't run the whole time. They're going to start spying you after a while. Yeah. What will you do? But I believe I have faith in Jalen Hurts. I have faith in his work ethic. I have faith in his mentality. I firmly believe he has the pulse of this roster, especially the offense. I really believe that if everyone does their jobs and they just and they fall in line, and not just fall in line, but they buy into what Nick Sirianni's feeding them, they buy into what Jalen Hurts is trying to build, this team can really take the next step, and guys can really develop. It's really important to set the tone just from a culture perspective. I believe Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, and Devontae Smith are going to be the ones to define this new look Eagles culture. I really believe that. Nick Sirianni, he's a fiery guy, but he's all business. Jalen Hurts, all business. Devontae Smith wears a suit every chance he gets. He's a businessman. He takes everything. He takes it very serious. He takes the craft serious. I saw your video, Joey, about
smooth operator.
About Devontae saying, hey, listen, me and Jalen the best duo. I like hearing things like that. I like hearing my guys talk their shit. Excuse me. I just like it. That's how I job. And if you don't believe in what you got, in these rooms, how can we believe you are in that field? And like you said, Joey, like sometimes you gotta say, you know what? Listen, me and my guy are the best. You gotta be a little selfish sometimes. Just set the tone. You have to.
Yeah, I think even with Hurts, I think he just gravitates all the players towards him. Just how he, everyone likes him, and I think everyone's gonna really build on to what he's going to bring to the table this season. And obviously drafting at Devontae Smith should tell you a lot of things, because they could have drafted a quarterback this year. They had a chance to do it. So, I mean, they had a lot of chances to do things this year. They could have drafted a quarterback. They could have went from Rashad Slater. They could have drafted an offensive line. So, I mean, at this point, to go up past the Giants and, to trade with the Cowboys and give up absolutely nothing to get Devontae Smith while getting a first-round pick in the process, you just got a tone setting. The best, I think, the second best player in this draft besides Trevor Lawrence. I think he's the second best player in this draft. The best technical route runner in this draft. Is going to just change the culture of this offense. I think with them two being as a duo, I think it's going to change. And obviously it's going to benefit Jalen Reagor, because I'm still on the Reagor train right now. I still think he's going to do fantastic. You can move him around as well. Dallas Goedert having his final contract of, it's a contract year for him already. So, at the end of the day, guys, I think, even with Miles Sanders, I think he can have a 1,000-yard season, which he probably should have had it last year. But obviously, we ran good in the first half. Doug just straight away from the run in the second half. And then there were some games where he didn't have even 5 carries. So, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity here the Eagles could take advantage of. And no one should be sleeping on this team. The Eagles fans should be sleeping on their own team. And obviously the rival fans shouldn't be sleeping on this team either, because they're going to come out with a punch this year.
I feel like the first couple of games will be our best couple of games in terms of Nick. No one knows what Nick Sirianni's coming with in terms of offense. So I feel like if we can get into a good start, an early start to what our season can be, we can have a winning season. Although when it comes to like the cornerback position, I really don't want to sign Stephon Gilmore, because I had my brother look up at his contract. His contract, assuming that he signed it early 2017 before the season started, he'll be a free agent if next year, after this season, if not in 2 years from now. So you can get a guy like Derek Stingley, who I think will be probably the third or second best player overall in the draft, with Slay, and then if you can't get a Stingley, you can try to get a Stephon Gilmore when he's not cost as much as he is now. I feel like a lot of Eagles fans are trying to win the like let's get a corner, let's get a linebacker, and you're not going to get a competent linebacker, competent safety, competent all these different positions. You're not going to fill the hole in 1 year. So I feel like we got to slow down and just be more patient.
Yeah, unless you want to trade your first round picks and go get guys right now. I mean, I don't even want to give picks up for Stephon Gilmore. I really don't want to. I don't want to. For a 30-year-old corner that's still a great cornerback, I don't even care how good he is. I don't want to pay the contract. I don't even want to go after that right now. I want to stay away from that as far as possible. I want to take this. I'm not, everyone wants to rush. Look, if we win 7 to 9 games, good. I think we're going in the right direction and see how Jalen Hurts plays. If we win the NFC East, great. And if they do win the NFC East, I want to see a fight in a playoff game. I don't want to win the NFC East, go into a playoff game, get manhandled for no points. As long as they win if they do win the East and they get into the playoffs and they actually fight back a little bit, and Nick Sirianni, we'll see what happens. This way it tells us what our coaching staff is. But Infamous brought up a good point too, because you have a rookie head coach coming in. Nobody in the league knows what's going on, what he's going to do with this offense. So take advantage of that, win some football games. You could take this East. And if not, win 7 to 9 games and see what direction this team is going into. And then obviously you play a whole year. You watch this team for a whole year. You can see what Jalen Hurts does. And I wanted Jalen Hurts to come in. I'm not worried. I know people are worried about – I don't know why people are so worried about Joe Flacco being the backup quarterback. We had to sign somebody at some point. So, it's going to be somebody. Obviously, Joe Flacco's taking advantage because there's no franchise quarterback here anymore. Young coaching staff to try to prove themselves. Joe Flacco wants to be a starting quarterback again. It's not going to happen. Could Joe Flacco come in for one game and maybe take over a game? Sure. But do I think he's going to bring us to the promised land? Definitely not. So that's where I'm at with all that.
Right. And, Joe Flacco, he's going to feel that way. That he's supposed to feel that way. You can't expect a former Super Bowl MVP to not feel like he still has it. But the reality is he doesn't. And that's okay. That's all right. He's here. He's here for more than just. He's here for insurance purposes. And then they went and got the guy Jamie Newman, who's a project for the most part. So
he's going to look good in a beanie on the sideline too. Got to give him that.
Right, man. Joe Flacco's like the hometown hero. Like that was like, it's okay. Like it's okay. And a lot of people just have to. A lot of people in the fan base just have to understand that regardless of what happens, we just need to move in the right direction. That's all. We just need to show that this team made the right decision by hiring Nick Sirianni. We need to show that we made the right decision by making Jalen Hurts our QB1. We need to show that we made the right decision by, drafting Devontae Smith. I think Devontae Smith actually will actually have an amazing season. But like you said,
we're going to be calling Devontae Roy by the end of the year. Mark my words right now. We're going to be calling him Roy.
Listen, man, like it's like Infamous said, those first few games are crucial. Yep. We really need to see what this playbook is going to look like, and I'll be honest, we can't start the season off 0-3. That's not going to fly with me at all.
No, we're going to get New York. We're going to get New York week 1, and we're going to punch them in the mouth, shut them up a little bit for all the crying they've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, seriously, man. Like I've been seeing all these reports about the Giants. Like it's so many reports about the Giants fans. They're livid about Devontae Smith coming to Philly, and I'm glad. I'm glad.
I think the Giants sweep us.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Saquon's coming back. They just got Galladay. They have Adoree Jackson with James Bradbury.
To your point about Saquon Barkley, I respect his game, but there's 2 years in a row when he hurt himself like pretty intensely. He missed a lot of games, and they've used him as a bell cow. That method to me is outdated in this NFL. You have to have that 1-2 punch. You have to have a combination of running backs. They did, like to your point, they did give Danny Nichols a lot of help. They did. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. They have a decent roster. They have a respectable roster. But in my humble opinion, as long as Danny Nichols is your quarterback, the Eagles always got a shot.
I think he's going to hold them back to the end of the day. I think they put him in a really good position right now. They put weapons all over the place, but he's going to have to shine now that this is where Danny Nichols is going to have to show up. So I mean, I think all the pressure's on him, and just see what happens. Really, I don't think, and I'm not being a biased Eagles fan. I just don't think he's that good.
He's not.
Agreed.
I really don't.
He hasn't shown me not one thing about his game that symbolizes, I understand why they drafted him.
Right. There's no consistency with him. None.
He's been pedestrian. Jay Will, what do you think about the Eagles Giants matchup? Because I believe Daniel Jones has been pedestrian at best his entire career, which is short lived.
I honestly think they'll probably get us in the coaching side. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, bro.
All right. So I honestly think they're going to out-coach us. I mean, let's be real. We have a new staff. Most of these guys are new to the NFL. It's hey rookie moment. You get what I'm saying?
I understand.
Their head coach has been with the Patriots for over years. They know how to adjust. You saw that team was very well coached all of last year. The defense was it was scary. It was scary at times. You get what I'm saying? Look what they did to Tampa. If it wasn't for that offense sputtering, they would have beat Tampa. Just saying.
No, I understand what you're saying. You know, like I said, like their team is very respectable. You have to give credit where credit is due. You have to. You know, I can't act like their defense, wasn't solid last year. I can't pretend that. I can't pretend it didn't happen. I can't pretend that didn't exist. But I'm gonna continue down this hill that I believe Daniel Jones holds them back.
I agree.
Last year was a lot different because Saquon wasn't there to help Daniel Jones relieve. Because it's like if you have no running game, it's kind of like how the Steelers were towards the end of the year and how we were majority of the year. When you have no running game to give the ball to, well, we had a running game, we just didn't run the ball. But
yeah, I'm about to say
we just
can't run the ball.
You can't really. Yeah, so but like they basically didn't have a running game. They found out who Wayne Goldman was like later in the season, and they have a 1-2 combo. And I forgot who they signed, but Wayne Goldman, I don't know where he went, but they signed a decent power back behind Saquon. So then if you have him and then Daniel Jones, he's gonna probably. I mean, we only seen him with Saquon his rookie year, so if I'm not mistaken, so he's definitely gonna be improved. Especially when he has someone like Kenny Galladay as his receiver one versus 3 slot, because all the receivers before Kenny Galladay came with slot receivers.
So right. Wayne Gallman went to the 49ers, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, okay. See, I like Wayne Gallman. When they found Wayne Gallman, I was like, oh, okay, I like him. You know what I'm saying? But
to go back to, if I could chime in real quick, to go back to Jay Will's point about the coaching, that's what a lot of people thought about our coaching staff going into last year, because the Cowboys had turnover at coaching, and the football team did too, and so did the G-men. So we were supposed to be the experienced coaching staff, but did it look like that out in the field? Not really. I mean, won a total of 4 games. So hold on. I get what you're saying, but we never really know. I mean, Coach Sirianni and this whole staff could gel together very well, and we could hit the ground running week 1, and surprise some people.
Now, I will say it like this. We've been talking about our coaching staff for the last, 2 or 3 years, and we've been complaining about that coaching staff.
That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying?
Facts,
Doug Peterson, he doesn't adjust. He runs the same plays. We're calling the plays at home. Oh, Carson's on the center. Guess what? It's a play action pass. Who would have thought? That's how bad our coaching was for years, not just last year. You get what I'm saying? Last year, the bottom just fell out. You get what I'm saying? Remember, our defense was bombs over Baghdad for a long time. 2018 on up. Let's get that established. The Vikings own us. You get what I'm saying? Since 2017 2018 season playoffs. They own us. It's bombs over Baghdad. So, but that defense, but here's the thing. What I saw out of the Giants last year as the season went on is what I want to see out of the Eagles this year.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah.
So hey, they've established a culture. They're a little kooky, but they know what they want to do. They know what they want to do. They know how to go do it. Guess what? The guys are buying in. Now they're loading up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything falls on Daniel Jones, but guess what? If he's not the guy, I still have a very good mold of a team. All I need is a quarterback. Oh, let's see.
Yeah,
Let me go out there and
that's what Washington is right now. They got a team.
exactly.
They just got to plug in.
Exactly. You never know who's going to become available.
Right. Just being transparent from a
Tone,
roster.
my dad brought up a good point when I was just talking to him.
No, I was just saying, you know, just from a roster perspective, if I'm being completely transparent from top to bottom, we have the worst roster in the division. Like just top to bottom.
On paper. On paper.
Yeah, on paper. Because we really don't know what this offense is really, because they underachieved last year, in my opinion. They weren't developed. We failed at developing guys for the past handful of years. But just on paper right now, as it stands, our roster doesn't look as good as Washington. Our roster doesn't look as good as Dallas. Our roster doesn't look as good as the Giants. That's just the reality on paper. But
Now,
at the end of the day, you got to lace up every Sunday, and we're gonna see who got the biggest heart. We're gonna see who really can make the right decisions at the right time. Because, like I said, and like everybody been saying, a lot of people are expecting the worst out of this team. I know the defense has hole, like my man Fresh says, holes like a Jamaican tank top. But we really don't. We're gonna find out at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we're gonna find out, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very intriguing to see this team play and what happens after June 1st when it comes to free agency. We're gonna see what happens.
Tone, my dad brought up a point. He was saying that we forgot that last year COVID happened and Joe Judge and Jason Garrett were new to the offense, so they didn't really find the offense identity until later to the season. So adding Saquon into what they've built up over last year is going to be a lot worse for us.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. You know, we'll see how Saquon bounces back from the ACL tear. We'll see how he bounces back. You know, that's never something just simple to bounce back from, in my humble opinion. We're gonna see when it comes to the Cowboys. We're gonna find out how Dak bounces back from breaking his ankle. We're gonna see just how sturdy he is, because he's a physical quarterback, and I know I'm shifting gears a little bit, but Dak is a very physical quarterback. He likes to he likes to get in the mix. But my thing about Dak is, he's going to have to change the way he plays, in my humble opinion. He's going to have to become more of a pocket quarterback, but he has the weapons to do so. He just has to get his confidence back. And then the Washington football team,
Dak is overrated.
And the Washington football team, they got the coach. You know what I'm saying? They got the roster. We're going to see how that play out. Fitzmagic, never can last the full extent of a season. So we'll see how far that team goes as well.
Fitzmagic has always been a thorn in our side, though, kind of like Russell Wilson has. That's what worries me about him. But I think you're right about Dak. It's a big prove-it year for him, to me, to be able to to play more from the pocket and to try to preserve his body a little bit. But I agree with Infamous. I think he chimed in a little bit there. I still think Prescott's overrated.
I think he's the most overrated and underrated quarterback at the same time.
I'm listening. Expand on that.
Reason why I say that is because everyone says, "Oh, he's not worth $40 million," but I do believe he is a top 10 quarterback. Even when people are saying, "Oh, he had a bad year," I think that was 2018 when he didn't have Zeke. He still looked like a quarterback that can get the job done. Don't get me wrong. Then you saw him, you put weapons around him. Oh, he takes off. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not that he's horrible. It's not that he's an average quarterback. He's an above average quarterback. He's somewhere between 7 and 10 in his league. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's exactly what you want.
So I gotta give Dak his respect where it's due. And when you say Dak has to change his play style, I think over the last few years he's resorted to running as a last resort because of the weapons he's got around him. as opposed to the first 2 years where that first year it was him and Dez and Michael Beasley, whatever his name is, Cole Beasley and all them. Yeah. Next thing you know,
Beasley.
Hey,
Sneasley.
They went 13-3 with that team.
Sure did, which was crazy. So and I was a lot of people said the thing about, and here's the thing about the Cowboys that I feel like it's gonna fall from under them. I don't think they believe in their head coach in totality.
No,
they don't. He's a bridge. If there's such thing as a bridge head coach, that's Mike McCarthy in a nutshell.
Yeah, man. It's a reason Aaron Rodgers didn't want to play for that guy anymore, and they got him out of the building instead of the other way around, man. But yeah, any final thoughts, you guys, before we get out of here, man? Wifey starting to give me that dirty look.
Just one. One thing about the coaching staff, I don't think gets covered enough. I don't think there's that one guy amongst them that commands a room. It doesn't have to be the head guy. It has to be somebody where, I'm not trying to piss him off. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to hear I'm not even trying to hear his mouth. I don't even trying to get him to look at me today. I don't think that guy's on this roster.
Not even Coach Rocker, the Tracy Rocker?
Have you listened to him talk?
Yeah.
I sense no real I'm gonna kill you type dog.
I got you. Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is some coaches, they give you a look, you feel it on the back of your neck, like, all right, I ain't even trying to, let me try and get this stuff right. Especially with young players, you need something like that. If you don't have it, stuff might get a little challenging if egos start to come in. You get what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
You have a lot of guys who do a lot of talking. Who's going to check him in the locker?
No, sir. Go ahead.
Who's going to check him in that locker room? Who's going to check him in that meeting room? Because there are a lot of young meeting rooms on our team. Wide receiver, running back, DB. Well, I can't say DB. Linebacker.
The defensive line got a lot younger too. I mean,
very much.
Say it one more time.
Defensive line, got younger with the draft, and some of these guys we got as undrafted free agents too.
Yeah, but I believe
depending on how many make the team, but
most of the age on the team is in the trenches. That's where all the age is. And but it's going to be real. I'm just to push back a little bit. Just based off of. Now, obviously, they call him rock, paper, scissors, man. And, people have been giving Nick Sirianni hell. But, I had this weird feeling. And I read that the dude, he knows how to pause getting your ass. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to.
Hold up. What?
He knows when to put his foot down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, my bad. That's the Philly in me, man. Philly slang coming out. But anyway.
All good.
But they say Nick Sirianni, he know when to put the hammer down. Yeah, he a young coach, but he real quick. Like they say his attention to detail is insane. They say he's a stickler for doing what he says, how he says it, how he wants it done. And sure, it all remains to be seen. And we ultimately not going to be in those rooms. It's only going to show up on the field at the end of the day. So, regardless, I'm really excited, man. I really feel like Nick Sirianni can really, really bring the best out of these guys from a development perspective. And to your point, it still remains to be seen. Can he also be that authoritarian in the locker room as well?
Yeah. But here's the thing. That authoritarian that I'm talking about. What?
I think Jonathan Gannon. Have you heard Jay Will? I know you've heard Jonathan Gannon talk. Don't you think he can control a room? I mean, when I hear that guy talk, I'm like Philly 500. He makes me want to run through a wall sometimes. I mean, he fires me up when I hear Jonathan Gannon talk. You don't think he can? Our new defensive coordinator can kind of check that locker room when he needs to, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
I've heard guys talk like Jonathan Gannon has talked before. You get what I'm saying?
And you played the game, so I definitely.
So my thing is, I've heard it develop and how they respond to it. If that's the style of motivation that gets, think about it like this: Tim Tebow, how he motivates a team.
Man, don't bring him up, man.
New tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here's the thing: how he motivates a team does nothing for me. You can hoop and holler, do that rah, whatever, go on somewhere. You talk about Ray Lewis, you talk about a Brian Dawkins. That's a different type of motivation. You get what I'm saying?
What you hear?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now, that's just motivation. Now take Bill Belichick, and if you mess up around him, how the players would feel. They feel like they're on pins and needles, like they're about to get cut. You talk to somebody like Deuce, you feel like you let them down. You get some pushback from. The sense I get is he's going to be Nat-like. Like, all right, God darn, I hear your mouth. Just shut up. You get what I'm saying? I get a feeling a few players are going to do that. Test them. Until that happens, I can't tell you, but I think the response is going to be, yeah, I'm going to go over here with my position coach. Get out my face.
Yeah, I think it's only natural to test new head coach, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you
they gotta test the waters.
Yeah, when you get around, it's almost like a kid, right? You know, you get around some new people, you start to show off, and they're like, yo, don't make me call mom. Like, so somebody got to check you. So, you know, ultimately, it all remains to be seen. It's going to be a very interesting year. I don't expect us to be supremely. We're not talking Super Bowl at all. We're not talking none of that. I just want to see a competitive fire each and every game. I want to see guys willing to fight no matter what the situation is. That's how I'm carrying it.
She kind of want a giant season, like how Jay Will said. Like establish culture and all that.
Right, establish a culture. Establish a pulse. You know what I'm saying? Establish something that's consistent no matter win or lose. Something that's consistent.
Yeah. You know, us Colts already have a culture. Y'all can stick.
All right, on that note, y'all, the line is Oh man. But no, all jokes aside though, man. I really appreciate you guys coming in, especially you, J. Will, Infamous 2K. My man Joe had to cut out a little early, but truly great for you guys for definitely coming in, definitely pushing the boundaries, definitely challenging my thought as well, challenging Philly Foothills as well. Always grateful to you guys, man. Y'all guys are truly the reasons why, you know, this channel was growing. My channel, me and Phil Hills' channel is growing respectively. You guys truly are some really dope football minds, man. I wish I put up some kind of content or something, man. A podcast or something. I don't know, but hey, listen, man. I'm grateful for you guys for locking in with the boy, man. Super grateful, man. We definitely gonna lock in later down the line. You never know, man. I appreciate you guys.
Always.
Yeah, much appreciated, guys. Thank you.
Y'all take care, fellas. Be safe.
All right, take it easy now.
Much love.
All right. Now, you guys, we're gonna call it a night. Philly Foothills, man. Any final thoughts before we get out of here, my man?
You know, it's just another great live stream. I really enjoyed the call-ins. Thank you, everyone who participated in the show. And if you weren't able to call in, thank you for commenting. Everybody who was, you know, able to hop on in on the live stream, much appreciated. And I know my boy Tone here feels the same. We love and appreciate each and every one of you.
Definitely.
If you guys have been with us from the start, you'll always be with us in our heart. Absolutely. And just keep, sub us up. Definitely. If you haven't so far, so you can get more Eagles content, chalk it up with Tone DeShields. My Philbillies out there. If you guys are watching, you guys are listening. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go over to type in Tone DeShields the second, or type in chalk it up. Either way, it'll get you to him, and you will not be disappointed, I guarantee you. But, thank you guys so much. And fly, Eagles, fly. Stay mean, stay green. Thanks for viewing me on your screen.
Y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. And also, you guys, as I always say, I need you guys to make sure y'all subscribe to my man, the Nest Out West. My man is always doing his thing. putting his foot to the pavement, grinding. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my guy, man. The channel is growing slowly but surely, man. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Make sure y'all like the live stream. Make sure you guys share with y'all homies. I'll be so grateful for the support as well. Y'all know I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. If you guys haven't already, check out the description below for links to support the channel. The Chalk It Up merch shop is down there as well. So many great items on there beyond just this hoodie I'm rocking. Super grateful for all the support. You guys are always loyal to the soil. Y'all know where home is, and I'm so grateful, man. You guys take care. One love. Y'all was tuning to y'all dose of Chalk It Up. Where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Fly Eagles fly, baby. And we out of here.